Okay, and all that looks good. What is up, guys? I don't know somebody is unmuted. That would be Twitch. That'll fix it. Alright, there we go. Well, I had so many audio issues yesterday. I'm gonna goddamn crank Apollo today. Because I think I played, like, Trombone Champ and you guys could barely hear. But I think I've cranked it this time, so hopefully it sounds better. I'm gonna just play the intro of our... That's not right. Well, good thing I saved the file. Let's see, our load state should be that one. There we go. Well, thank God I did that. Don't want to replay anything. So, final case, so excited. Because we've been playing this, what is this, like episode 9, 10, something like that. I'll figure it out when I put it on YouTube. But, alright, so while we watch the intro to that one, I am going to be super duper sure to keep a good eye on the audio this time. Alright, so last case, we figured it out. We done did it. Darian Crescend, the detective, he figured out that he was guilty of killing the Interpol agent and framing Machi the pianist, though they were both involved in smuggling Borginian cocoons out of the country. But that means Machi was not guilty of murder. Huzzah! Good win. Where's my mouse? I have a mouse. Ah, there's my mouse. Hello, mouse. Alright, let's get into this one. Yeah, sure, we will save my data. That is okay by me. I worry that you guys can hear the washer a little bit in the background. Wait, hang on, can I pause that? I don't think you guys are getting the audio. Oh, god damn it. Let's fix that. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, now you guys are getting it. Okay, let's crank that way up. I had to know the story of these last 7 long years. Like when Phoenix lost his attorney's badge? Okay, yeah, that's the stuff from the first case. Nothing happens by chance. All is connected. There were 2 guns? What? What? Magician fight? Damn. And now, you stand ready to begin the final chapter of this story. She dead? I feel like I walked into a very separate game. Will the defendant be found guilty or innocent? The decision is yours. Is that Kristoff again? Looks like him. Oh, that's my birthday. Sick. Okay, now the audio looks a little better. Let me know if I gotta put it down, but... Alright, well now I'm comfortable putting up all my streams and chats. OBS, I don't need to look at you anymore. I'll play the game and have the chat open. No OBS for me. Move around the computer. There we go. With no more OBS up. Hey, Apollo, look! On TV! Look, look! Yeah, I'm kinda busy. You gotta look. Sorry, bro, you simply got to look. Whoa, look at that! He's the last Grammary, alright. Amazing! Wait, did I hit record on OBS? Yes, I did. Okay, ignore her. Moving on. Are we looking at... It's not Zach Grammary... Valet Grammary. Apollo, you should be watching this! Did you hit him? I mean, he probably deserved it. I was writing about our last case in my journal! Otherwise known as diary. Lawyers are supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not diaries. And why now? The case was 3 months ago. You haven't done any work for 3 months? That's worse than me, Apollo. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know. I want to vacuum pack the feel of the moment for later. Right now I'm worried that I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how La Mirar disappeared. She didn't. That's right. Uncle Valent did that illusion too. But you're missing him on TV right now. I was just getting to the good part. Suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's away. Is he paying you for this babysitting job? Or, I guess more like animal wrangling with Trucy in tow. What you're now seeing is a rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth. Why are you showing us the rehearsal? Happening right here at our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum? Oh, that's where the last case took place. Apollo, stop stealing my goddamn thunder. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here, right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary troupe Gramarye is performing for the first time in 7 years. He looks familiar. That's going to be great! I'm so there! You and Daddy are coming too! The legendary Gramarye. Trucy's real father was still alive. He'd be on that stage performing miracles. I've got the tickets and everything. That looks like 1 ticket. You named 3 people. Trucy, I think you need to go back to school. Your math isn't adding up. Actually, shouldn't you be in school now? Here's yours, Apollo. Examine ticket, examine ticket. For a premiere showing of The Grand Illusion to be performed by the magician Valent Gramarye. Nothing I can look at or read. Magic show. Alright, are you ready, Apollo? Ready for what? For what? For the troupe Gramarye Grand Magic Show. It's not like I'm getting up on stage or anything. What are you talking about, Apollo? You can't enjoy magic if we're not part of what's going up on stage. I'll lend you my spare costume if you need one. You mean I can't go in this? I mean, the tie does really clash with the vest, Apollo. I'm gonna be so for real. No. Doesn't get more straightforward than that. Alright. Ah, you are here, working hard or hardly working. Is it Valent? Oh, no. Boss man, what up? Hey, how have you been? Hi there, stranger. Not exactly the kind of greeting I want to hear from my own kid. Though he has been gone for a long time. How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you. Pudding! I love pudding. Ooh, it's farm fresh. Not just 1 pudding, but 3 whole cups! I'll have to pace myself. Well, I'm beat. That's right. You're on a top secret mission. You've got to take it easy with the secrets, you know. How right you are. So you still can't tell us what your mission is? Is it Edgeworth? Is it by chance Edgeworth? Are you guys going smooch, smooch, smooch? Pretty sure that's what's happening. At least that's what the internet told me was happening. And I trust the internet. Just like Abraham Lincoln told me to. Maybe it is time. It has something to do with you anyway. With me? Ooh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you can be one of those guys. A spy. Can't I just be a defense attorney? You wanted to be a magician and also a rock star last case. Clearly defense attorney isn't enough for you. Well, to be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me. You've heard of the jurist system, yeah? Yeah, like the one present in TGAA. You know, years and years and years before this game takes place. in steampunk times. Yeah, just very, very, just very, vaguely steampunk times. I love that. I love that as a setting for games. Or media in general. The Juris system? That's right, the new legal system everyone's talking about. Is it really new, though? Like, I've had jury duty a couple times now. I don't think it's that new. And they only let you do it every couple years. Have you heard of it, Apollo? Maybe. Not a very, on top of it lawyer. Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. The Juris system, huh? Surely you've heard of a jury, though. Alright, what have you got for us, boss? So, what is the Juris system thing? Well, Tracy, do you know what a jury is? I've heard of it. Isn't that those people who sit in court in those old courtroom dramas? So they've had a jury system in this country before, and then got rid of it? Is that the lore? What sort of fascist I can say this word. Regime took place here? The ones who get to decide if a guy's innocent or guilty. Do you know, Apollo? Why is my YouTube one not... Oh, it's never up to speed. There we go. Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. So it did exist, and they did get rid of it. What the hell? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with all of you? They're calling the new system the Juris system. What did they call the old system? No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor? Not quite that harsh. The jurists cooperate with the judge. They help analyze a case from different angles. Ah, and there will only be 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo. Is there 6 or is there 5 in TGAA? The Great Ace Attorney. I mean, you'd think that the new gag with that series of games would be, oh, you have the jury system, you have to individually convince each of the jurors. But actually, the actual pool and new system of that is wrangling a man-baby detective. And his caretaker, the 8-year-old with pink hair. Listen, no disrespect to Herlock Sholmes, but disrespect to Herlock Sholmes. Great character. Horrible person to be around, I'm sure. Their findings, directly after the verdict. Hopefully, people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now. Because Lord knows I don't. I mean, when I was you, I cross-examine a parrot. Cross-examine, that's the word. I was like, cross-testify? No. I feel like I'm on some kind of educational TV show. Starring Dr. Wright. Ooh, that man could not earn his doctorate. Honey baby girl. Dr. Wright, his assistant Trucy, and mascot Apollo. The perfect team. Don't you need, like, a nurse? Mascot, hey! I mean, your little hair spike things do kind of look like bunny ears. Alright, secret mission time. So what is the secret mission? The Juris system is my mission. More or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like the system are always risky, Apollo. You already said it's not a new idea, you're trying to revise an old system. I feel lied to right now, right? Too true. Everyone's got an opinion. No, just talk and talk, nothing gets decided. Kinda like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad. Am I? Yeah, you're that bad, Apollo. In any case, we're going to give it a shot. Test, if you will. I don't like tests. We'll take the case as a sample and choose 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with that process, incidentally. Helping how? Oh, by hand-selecting the jury for my personal interest, of course. Well, for one, I'll be chair of the Juris System Simulated Court Committee. JSSCC? The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case, the jurist candidates, even the judge in the courtroom. Wow, it's like you have a real job! Damn! Damn! I was never that good at piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess. Alright, the trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. The trial simulation, that is. Simulation, huh? Sounds interesting. So what kind of case is the trial simulation about? Well, since it is the first run-through of the new system, I want something simple. Good thinking. No sense in wearing yourself out in something too serious. True. The case is a murder. That's not simple at all. The only ones we're allowed to do. By simple, did you mean that the defendant is... guilty? Yes, most likely. So, good luck, Apollo. Me? With what? With the trial tomorrow. You're defending, of course. I think I already would have had to agree to that. Recall that I said it had something to do with you. Was the music supposed to stop? Go for it, Apollo! It's just a test case anyway, no sweat. Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided. And a potentially serious sentence. The most serious, in a worst-case scenario. You mean the verdict's for real? That's not a test trial. That's a real trial. All forms have been filed. No turning back now. Well, who signed my name on those forms, Phoenix? Who did it, Phoenix? Trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make room in your schedule. Well, thanks for checking with me ahead of time. Why am I only hearing about this now? Yeah, there was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Something that happened last night. Alright, well, let's ask about Valent. Hey, Apollo, I know you're all excited about that secret mission. But what about this? The Troop Gramarye Grand Magic Show. Oh yeah, right, card tricks. They're not card tricks! They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse. Trucy, you're too fast for me. I think you need your Adderall. Alright, so what? That's 3 whole days from now. It's at Sunshine Coliseum! Let's go today! We can say hi to Uncle Valent! Okay, have fun. Oh, what? I can't go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing. That's a loud outfit for somebody who's not outgoing. Right. Why not go with her? But what about the secret mission? Don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow, regardless. I don't trust that smile. He knows something that he's not telling me. Now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Ah, Gramarye. That reminds me. What's this? Isn't that the silk hat on the Gramarye seal? Consider it a birthday present, Trucy. Thanks, it's great! But today isn't my birthday. Well, it is mine according to the game. Good point. What day is it today, Apollo? Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day. Then it's a Recycle Your Plastics present. Yes! So it's plastic? I've given up trying to understand them. Much easier that way. So, what is it? Can I open it, Daddy? Please? 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 No. I don't think I've seen that face from him before. Damn. Huh? You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then. That's a shit present. Well, why didn't you just hold it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do. Alright, now let me examine it and open it. I would like to open it now. Pretty please and thank you. Let me open it. Let me open it. No? Oh, looky here. Handwritten signature. It says, I can't read it. That seems odd to me. I mean, isn't a signature intended to show ownership? What's the use if no one can read it? Isn't it enough if you can read your own? Oh, I never thought of it that way. Just let me open it now. Let me be an ungrateful child. Let me open it. Let me open it. Damn. An envelope about the Grammarys, huh? Alright, so which case are you gonna use? You really want to know, don't you? I should know. I would like to prepare before I get thrown in the deep end tomorrow. Of course I do. I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I? Well, it goes well, and yes. Of course, just test. We wanted everyone to start without preconceptions. Blank slate, as it were. I don't think the jurors, not the lawyers. The lawyers need that to do their research and stuff. This is the difference between having a blank slate and being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that anyway? Phoenix's. Well, mine. Committee chair, remember? Oh, lovely. You're gonna be getting on my nerves a lot this case, aren't you, bud? Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose. I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime. Good, that's better. But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case. What? Then how am I supposed to defend? You let me worry about the details, pretty boy. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it. Still think that's the judge's job. But you don't want it to backfire, do you? Apollo? I am in charge of the whole trial. That means the entire affair is my responsibility. For good or for bad. Dang, we've been seeing a lot of grumpy face today. Just do what you can. And don't worry. I know what I'm doing. That's the least reassuring I know what I'm doing I've ever heard in my life. Alright. I'd recommend going down to the detention center. Said we couldn't talk to the defendant, though. Your client's waiting for you. You can ask about the scene there. Wait, so you lied to me when you said I couldn't talk to anyone involved? But you just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved. Oh. You can talk to your client. Okay, that's fair. If you can get her to talk. Well, time's a-wasting. Alright, sick. So, where should we go first, Drusy? Let's go to the Coliseum first. Alright. Oh, this is it, Apollo. The place where magic and dreams converge. Just a while ago, it was a place where murder and nightmares converged. Nobody was sleeping there. No nightmares. Let's go say hi to Uncle Valen. What about the case? Priorities, Apollo! Ah ha ha ha! Only a performer laughs like that. The young Miss Drusy! How often I'd hope we meet again, only to tell myself it was an impossible dream! Uncle Valen, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too. Of course you are! Humility is definitely not one of its stronger traits. Well, Miss Drusy, how does the day find you? If you've come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you. Actually, we came to wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show. Oh? But it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles such as I shall perform. Yeah, you're amazing. We get the picture. Is that his hair back here? Because it kind of just looks like a tie. Like strips of fabric. I'm not entirely convinced it's his hair. The world will watch in wonderment as Magnifi's illusions are reborn. Huh? What? Oh, I must accidentally pressed the court record button. Here on stage, by my hand! Alright. I hope Magnifi was a stage name and that wasn't its actual, like, name. Like, if your name was Magnifi and then you were a magician, be a little goofy. Alright, big magic show. Everyone's talking about the big magic show. I wasn't. It was just you. Is it true that the Grammary Miracle is back after a 7-year absence? Miss Trucy, I must apologize. This show, and this honor, should have been his. Daddy. My co-magician in training, Zach Grammary. If that terrible thing hadn't... It's okay. Your father was a great magician, Trucy. If he were alive, then I, Valent Grammary, would have been proud to stand upon this stage as his assistant. Thanks, Uncle Valent. You know, I'm happy you're doing the show. I think we get to see the great Magnifi's illusions again. She really is looking forward to this, isn't she? She also looks forward to salty noodles, like world's saltiest, grossest ramen. So I don't know if this is actually going to be special. My mentor, the magnificent Magnifi Grammary, was a true deity among magicians, a creator god who gave birth to magic and illusions that defied our very imaginations. I was so little when I last saw one, but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies in a sports car through the air above the audience, and then sped off to outer space faster than the speed of sound. Guessing that memory was a little bit embellished. For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to match his. As heir to the Grammary Troupe's secrets, it falls to me to provide one. It is my God-given destiny. Yes, you, nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses. How can I help you? If the world was waiting, why did you hold off for 7 long years? It appears the lad is uninformed. Perhaps you have heard of the magic known as law, which governs our land. I don't think I have. Explain it to me. I have, though I'm not sure it qualifies as magic. The performance of Magnifi's miracle was not possible. A certain law prevented it for 7 years. But no more! 7 years. That phrase sure likes to pop up, doesn't it? And why was that? A little matter called performance rights, Miss Trucy. Can you tell us about these performance rights? Magnifi's magic relied on an incredibly innovative idea, a trick, if you will. That trick was considered his property, and as such, was protected by property laws. Oh, intellectual property, maybe. Magnifi knew this, and bequeathed it in his will. To one person. You mean him? Yes. Miss Trucy, it was your father. Zach Grammary was the inheritor of the Grammary Miracle. Daddy? Yeah, as you well know, he is gone. He disappeared suddenly 7 years ago. Oh, so he's gonna absolutely reappear in this case. Think I see where this story is going. Once a person is classified missing for a certain period of time... Oh, they're considered legally deceased, correct? In all absoluteness, those rolled-up sleeves conceal your competence well, young man. That certain period of time, of which you speak, is 7 years. Ah. Shouldn't the trick then, go to his daughter? Yes, Miss Trucy, though it pains me to say it. This past spring, April to be precise, was the time. Your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secrets of our mighty mentor Magnifi passed to me. This was, in fact, stipulated in the will by Magnifi himself. Okay, in that case, it should not go to Trucy. Is that how it works, Apollo? Yeah, it's called a death in absentia. He's declared missing. Permanently. Oh, Daddy. Alright, sick. Should I present our ticket? Ah! Ha ha ha! A challenge, is it? You want me to make that disappear? Nope. Very well, give it to me. No thanks, bud. Are all magicians like this? Apollo, what was that look just now? I was just thinking about how hard it is to get any information out of a magician. We've only met 2. I was wondering if you could tell me about this. Ah ha ha! Why, that bears the Grammary seal. Uncle Valen? Is something wrong? Percy, where did you get this? Oh, that's a new sprite of his. Daddy gave it to me. Your daddy? No, my other daddy, Phoenix Wright. Why now? Why would your Lord Daddy? Lord Daddy? That's kind of stretching the whole archaic thing a bit. His signature on the back. Do you recognize it? That belongs to no one other than Zach Gramarye. What? Daddy signed this? And it's from Daddy. Oh, that won't get confusing at all. Might he be so bold as to open it? I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. What's in this envelope, I wonder? Interesting. Does he have a new dialogue for that? No, he doesn't. Alright, I guess we'll head over to the detention center then. You look so freaking smug right now, don't you, Phoenix? Wipe it off. Alright. Who have we got here? That's 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes! Maybe I should complain? I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand here pretending he doesn't see us. You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, "Oh, waiter!" and they're right behind you. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. Oh, God! Is our client doomed to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? Ah! Oh, was that the girl from the, cutscene? Where did you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat. They let you keep your book in there. I was wondering if that, like, there was headphones, but that's just her, like, headscarf. I'm nervous, Apollo. Why? We've done this before. The silence. Builds suspense. Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you? Oops, sorry, fuck that again. That's right. Okay. I don't like it. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. You killed her. You killed her, Trucy! She passed out! Miss Magic Underwear might have been a better bet. That's magic panties, Apollo. Right, who is you? If we have to click introductions and then your name, I'm guessing she's just not gonna talk to us. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know? By fate, I mean destiny. Do you know I'm good with astrology? Tell me, what's your sign? Where are you getting at here, Apollo? I can tell you mine if you'd like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. Seemed destined to get difficult clients, it seemed. You seem to be doing all the difficult stuff, Apollo. Like, she seems perfectly pleasant. So what's your name? Oh, right, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo. Apollo Justice. And I'm Trucy Wright. I know. This is getting nowhere fast. Alright. Hey, I know. Maybe you can tell us what happened. I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately? Well, the other day this tourist came from out of town and stopped to ask me for directions. Later, Trucy. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. Well, that was fruitless. But I think I understand despair a little better now. Good, everybody should have a little bit of understanding of what that feels like. You did good, Apollo. I don't know if that's true. What is that? Why does it look like the Grinch hand? Look, she's doing her nails. What? It does not look like she's doing her nails. It looks like you showed me an item that is a hand. Are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Well, let's go, Trucy. Excuse me? Could you read this? Sure. You're like a teenager on a first date. And this is the love letter we passed from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistful and read it, Apollo. Time before cell phones. It's a business card. With a name and an address. The name is Vera Misham? Is that a pun? Vera Misham? Vera Misham. Misham? Vera Misham? Misham. I think it's Misham. I don't know what it's a pun of. The address is for Drew Studio. Alright. And you're giving me this card because... Oh, her name is Vera. Okay. Alright. Well, looks like we're finished here. Wonder if Drew Studio is the scene of the crime. Well, let's go find out. Can I see that card, pretty please? Zoom. That stuff on the top. Oh, that must say the Drew Studio thing. What a pretty business card. Looks like a postcard almost. In the back. Just her name. That seems odd to me. What does? Why write your name on the front and back of a card? Why not use a space on the back for a self-portrait? Or a caricature? Or, like, your phone number? Then people would remember what you look like, too. Well, it's not a bad idea, actually. Here, give me one of your cards, Apollo. She's drawing something. Hey! My hand's on that, Spiky! Wrong again, Apollo. Documents received from... Okay, so we confirmed that she is Vera. Okay. Sick. Alright. Alright, Drew Studio. Here we go. Wow, this looks like... It looks like a studio. It's like life imitating art. Or maybe it's the other way around. But the tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring. Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene. Apollo! Look at all those paintings. Don't touch those. It's okay, I'm just looking. She says as she's covered in paint. Well, those are all very different styles. Apollo, look at this one. Looks half finished. You can still see the rough sketch underneath. But that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting. Yeah, good point. That is odd. People reuse canvases all the time. Normally they prime them first, though. Like, paint white all over them. Alright, Drew Measham's paintings. So like her dad owns the studio? All the paintings have a really different style, too. Huh, I thought I might find you two here. Oh, it's Emma! Long time no see. Oh? Seems like I run into you far too often. Well, then I know why you're here, too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow? I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? You don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed. The artist who owns the studio, that is. Mr. Drew Misham. Misham. And his daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center. It was funny, though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning. That's how it was done, you know. Poisoning's a common way to get the job done, and the murderer is a woman. Poisoning? Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here. With my snack ooze. Can't talk to anyone related to the case this time around. Which means we better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else. What can Emma tell us? So, this, Drew Misham was some kind of artist? Apparently. Did a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans too, for what it's worth. Oh? Well, I guess his stuff is kind of pretty. Or he was drawing yaoi. Definitely an easy way to get the female population on your stuff. Like that oil painting over there, for instance. Yeah. That wasn't one of his illustrations, actually. So it's a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means? He was an odd bird, Misham. Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end. What do you mean to anyone? He was always locked up here in the studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was through letters he put in that letterbox there. Letters? Do people still write letters? You just talked about writing love letters in school. And you were only in school like, what, a year ago, Apollo? What do you mean, Apollo? I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days? Not Mr. Misham. Couldn't stand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought it was that way was more artistic. Sorry. Slip up there, you know? Alright, can I see it? In any case, the only person beside him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer? The suspect, please. We took some fingerprints, of course. The only ones found in the room were Mr. Misham's and Vera's, basically. Basically? Actually, last night, Mr. Misham gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. Happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever? Could you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder? Well, tell us about the defendant first. So, this woman, Vera, she's Mr. Misham's daughter, right? Yep, real sickly girl, ever since she was little. Hardly ever went outside. She did kind of give off a withdrawn sort of aura. She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming at how she'd die if they took her outside. That does sound like a scene. In the end, she agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside. Why can't I ever get a normal client? I don't know, she sounds like a kid. Can we look at how old she is? I mean, basically a kid. But why would a shut-in daughter kill her own dad? Don't look at me. So, about the poison. It was found to be in his coffee, right? How did you know that? No, not precisely. Not precisely? What does that mean? I mean, see for yourself, I think. Alright, night of the crime. What can you tell us, Emma? Well, it's like I said. Last night was the first time someone from the outside came into the studio. I guess mysterious painters who never go outside make for good articles. I believe that. And it just so happened that he died the night of his first interview? At around 9 p.m. every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Last night, he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died? She poisoned him on the night of his interview? Wouldn't the reporter see? He wasn't near Mr. Misham when she brought her father his coffee. He was checking out some equipment in the back of the room. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was a reporter who called the police, in fact. But wait, but how is she the suspect? If anyone is suspicious, it's the reporter. Yet the reporter never got near Mr. Misham's coffee. Did we prove the poison was in the coffee, or is that just what we think? Even Vera acknowledges that. Regardless, I want to know more about this reporter. Is it Larry Butts? Calling it now. Alright, I guess let's examine the room. Wait, I have stuff in the record that I want to see. Let's look at these paintings. Alright. Well, what do we have here? Looks like a person thinking about something. Maybe they're worried. Like, what should I have for supper, a hot dog or a hamburger? You know, I've always wondered about that. Why is there supper and dinner? Are they different meals with the same things? Well, historically speaking, no, I won't. Maybe that's what this person is thinking about. Alright, what's on the back? Alright, one of these is gonna have something on the back. Is that a pufferfish? Apollo, that's clearly a porcupine fish. They're not the same thing. You know what gets me? They've got all these needles, right? But what's protecting that soft spot on the lower belly there? Nothing! Must remember to keep Trucy away from small round fish. Alright, and then on the back of that one, nothing. Alright, so it's gonna be the last one. So they just say documents or other is always the type, it seems. Alright. Zoom on in here. Alright. Apollo, look at this painting. You can see the rough sketch. Oh, looks like it was only half completed. That's funny. Did the rough sketch and the finished painting look totally different to you too? They do, actually. What's all this about? No, nothing on the back of that one, I really thought. Alright, well maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, we'll look at it upside down and it's better now. Alright, and then our letterbox. You say it's empty. Oh. I can't scroll around it. Oh, because it's like bolted to the wall. Okay, I see. I can't do anything with it? Lame. But what about this? Check out my badge. Alright. What are we... Coffee? I imagine this coffee cup was for guests to use. Guests? Did the police already analyze this cup too? Not a trace of poison was found on that cup. So the killer was after Drew Measham alone. Another painting behind here. Hey! There's a painting hidden back here. Hey, you're right. What if it's embarrassing somehow, and he didn't want anyone to see it? You certainly seem pleased by the possibility. Huh. It's so normal. Oh, it's the other one he was doing. That's hardly something to get mad about. What is it, Apollo? Well, doesn't this painting look like... Never mind. I'd better get a professional opinion on this. Okay, hang on, let me see that. Compare that one to that one. Oh, they're slightly different colors. Can I look at that? Zoom. Hey, Apollo, this painting, I know it. Really? It's just that story where the old woman is doing wash in the river. And this giant peach comes floating on down. That might possibly be the strangest thing I ever heard. Apollo, have you even been paying attention to the cases that you've been lawyering? You've been defending, yeah. And what's on the back of this one? What? Still nothing? I'm definitely being bamboozled. Because there's gotta be something on the back of one of these. They're letting me rotate them. Wait, what's out here? What is all this equipment here for? Doesn't look very artistic, really. Looks like a drafting table and stuff. Seems plenty artsy. He had everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. Looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood, too. Though his equipment's a bit old, to tell the truth. Why would a painter need all this? From the dust? I'd say he hasn't used this stuff for years. This corner doesn't fit well with the rest of the studio. Oh, do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin. This is a crime scene, Trucy. So? So? I God forbid a woman have fun. But this cost like $50 at the magic shop. Have you guys ever been in like one of those like magic stores? Like, they're actually so cool. What is all this equipment here for? Okay, I think we've done that. Okay. Blah blah blah. Trick coins. Expansive. Okay, is this gonna be the same thing with the drafting table? Is this desk for painting, Apollo? That would be a drafting table. Drafting? Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams. You know, that's a pretty good way to put it. Wow, painting is harder than I thought. Why would a painter need a drafting table? Was he an architect too? Well, he seems to be just a well-rounded artist in general. Lord knows drafting is an art. Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. He's got like 20 kinds of red. We could repaint your suit, Apollo. How about this shade of green? That's enough of that. Thank you. Oh, he's not too happy with that. Alright. Let's take a closer look at the desk here. Alright, what can I look at here? Can I see the picture? So this is Drew Misham? And this little girl must be Vera. Yeah, they took that some years ago. They look close. Happy little family. Until you arrested his daughter. Ah. Look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious. Scientifically speaking. Uh-huh. Right. What is this item? Hey, Apollo. What's this feather thingy? Is it a quill? Is that a pen? Like an old-fashioned quill pen? But it doesn't have a pointy end. That was most likely for sweeping detritus off the desk. Wow, you sure know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific. That's my motto. Yeah, you're something, alright. Exactly what about that was bold or scientific? Right, what are the books about? Is this a journal? Oh, he has a diary just like you! Isn't that so cute, Apollo? Wow, talk about a clue. Let's read it. Oh, what is it, Apollo? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? No, he didn't write a single line. Ah, you had me going for a while there. Right, and this little guy. Something about that way the figure is posed. I've seen that pose before. It's you, Apollo! See, you're making one of your flamboyant gestures. Please, I am a professional. Not in the slightest, bud. I wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? Alright, well the drawer is open. That's probably something. This envelope has been opened and resealed. Ooh, I know how to do that! You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and it opens. Cool, huh? Whoever did this wasn't so delicate. You're right. Looks like they just ripped it open and stuck it back together. The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago. Why did someone open a letter and seal it again? Better get a hang on this. Alright, let me see. Let me in there. Alright. Can't read any of that. Apollo, look! It's been opened once here. And you're right, I wonder if there's some way we can see what's inside. Like, by opening it? Should I try to get it open and stick it back shut? Let's not tamper with the evidence, shall we? I've got a better idea. Emma, let's ask her. Alright, sounds good. I will ask Emma about it then. Alright, I'm gonna go back and then talk to Emma about the thing. Alright. But Emma could help us out here. Don't forget, flattery will get you everywhere with her, Apollo. What are you two whispering about? Well, I was thinking. I mean, what is it we always do when we run into you at a crime scene? What is it we always do scientifically? Ah, you know me too well. Okay. Okay, we can get scientific now? Oh, I suppose. Just this once. Bring me anything you find suspicious and we'll check it out. Alright, hell yeah. So now we can just present her the McThingy thingy. Oh, and if we do that, can I do this one too? Can I do the pink one too? About this. Oh, that. Yes, why that's a bright red elephant envelope. She sure is jumpy. Someone opened this, didn't they? My lips are sealed. Not helpful. Your lips are sealed. That's a first. You mean, you know what's inside the envelope? Sure. I read it after all. Ah, you mean you were the one who ripped this open? Ha! Please. I would have steamed it open. But you did sneak a peek at it, apparently. Know that I have a powerful weapon on my side. I mean, you're a powerful woman, that checks. Weapon? Yes. The use of tools. Highly specialized tools for information gathering. That's lovely, Emma. Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. You should try flattering her, Apollo. They say a little praise can open big doors. Never heard that one, but it's good advice. Let's try talking to her some more. About that envelope we found. I was wondering if you could help us out with that tool you were mentioning. You want to know about my tool, do you? Yeah, not an innuendo. It's called an X-ray analyzer. X-ray? Like the X-rays you get at the dentist? That's right. At least that's what I call it. It has a real name, but it's much more complicated. The X-ray spectralization. Spectralization. There we go. Something. How am I supposed to remember all that? So basically, it lets you see inside of things? Like envelopes? That's right. You're sharp, Trucy. But it's a bit more complicated than that in practice, of course. Actually, to tell the truth, I'm not really sure how it works, scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma? Please? Oh, I suppose. Of course, I've already checked out everything suspicious myself. Alright, let's give it a spin, Apollo. Oh! What are you doing? Oh, just seeing if I could see through your hair. But it's like lead. Point at the thing at me anymore and it might fall out. Then I wouldn't need an X-ray machine to see through it. Let's just get down to business, shall we? Right, let's test it on a sample first. Just so happens that I have a lottery ticket here. You set the samples in a device like so. Alright? I don't see anything. Patience! There's no need to get all antsy. Here, how about I switch the view for you guys? Look at the right sides of the screen. That's the layer view of the envelope. Layer view, okay. Layer view? You've got it set to display the outside of the envelope now, see? Actually, it's quicker to just have you give it a try. Turn that dial from there for me, would you? But even if we could do that, it might be able to show us the physical view of what's inside, but it wouldn't be able to show us the text. That doesn't make any sense. That's right. That's how you choose what depth you want to scan. Hey, I got something! See? That's how you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh? Except I can't read them. Just turn the dial a little more. Oh, it's like... So it's like focusing, what do you call the thingies? The microscopes that you get in science class. What you have to understand is that a sheet of paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you see that the paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Wow, really? This X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns, and this thing is portable? It breaks cards down into thin layers, so it can only show what's written on that layer. I'm not entirely following you, but What good is it if you can't read anything? That's why we go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit, if you would. The image? You mean rub the screen? Oh, okay, and then we'll go deeper, and then we'll go deeper. There, that fixes the image on the screen. Now I'll turn the dial again just a little. Good. Now you can rub the image to fix that too. Hey, I get it. We just keep doing this until we've got the whole thing. Exactly, not bad. Neat, let's do some more. Alright? Alright, we got our next set of pixels. I don't think she won the lotto this time. So I'm looking at a try again. There we go. Dude, alright, it'll accept it now. We got it? Good job? If I go all the way up, then it will show me the outside of the envelope, right? Okay, it's not letting me. Okay. Well, this spinny thing is not annoying at all. Right? I have it though, right? Do I not have it? Do I need to get the edges here too? Is she really gonna be picky about that? Because I think I see it quite clearly. Okay. Okay, this is gonna get annoying, isn't it? So I just need that little section here, I guess. That was it? Okay. I had to actually get all the edges. Little annoying. Alright. Okay, let's print this one out. Does this mean I have to buy another one to win? Exactly. Well, it's Emma's ticket. Let her buy another one. It's okay, there's no need. But see, this is the true hidden power of my weapon. Neat, huh? Let me switch that back. Now let's try it out on the real thing, shall we? Alright, and then switch it back. Oops. Alright. Couldn't she just give us the printout if she's already done this herself? Right, yeah, so I can't move on to the next layer until it does the blink. I understand now. Oh boy, oh, it's too pixely. There's no way I'm gonna be able to read that pixel cursive. Guess it says Mr. Drew Measham. I've deposited the 100,000 in something. Please. Yeah, nope. There we go. That's not it. What did I miss? Thought I did really good. I thought I got all of them. Don't see any lights coming on. Someone's gonna give me hell. Okay, it was right there. Okay, sick. Okay, let's print this one out. Mr. Drew Measham, I've deposited the 100,000 in the designated account. Maybe account? Please send a receipt. Something you've confirmed the transfer. Once you've confirmed the transfer. Okay, sick. Right, and then Switcheroo. Alright. Someone deposited 100,000 into Mr. Misham's account. His paintings must be really valuable. There's another page in there. Care to take a look? You bet I do! If you're going to read someone's mail, you might as well read it all. Here goes with the second page, then. Well, thank God he put it on the right layer, so... Or, like, he didn't put it in backwards, so that way we would have to read it all backwards. Here, I'll let you guys look there. Alright, let's take those. Flash of light. Get the flash of light. And then the flash of light. And then this should be the last one. Okay. Sign something. Okay, let's print this one out. Sign the papers and send in the something envelope with the enclosed stamp within 9 days. I need not remind you to speak of this to no one. Alright, yeah, real pixelated, a little hard to tell. Okay. So it was a letter about payment for one of his paintings. Why all the secrecy, though? And what? Why was this letter the only one in here? It's 7 years old, right? Maybe it had some special significance to him. Well, Emma? Oh, indeed. She knows something she's not telling us. Is it that snackoos are fucking delicious? Looks like she's keeping mum about it. Can I just ask her about these? We did the X-ray detection thing. Oh, right, sorry. Okay. Can I look at this painting? Emma, about this painting. Oh, that's quite good, isn't it? That's not what I wanted to ask you about. You want to examine it, is that it? I'd be happy to let you, if you had a good reason. Without that, sorry. Guess she wants us to do a little footwork on our own first. Alright, understandable. Alright. Oh, Emma, I was wondering about this painting here. Ah! That one? What about it? What about it? Yeah, what about it, Apollo? Take a closer look at it. Both of you. Now look at this one. This is the third painting he was working on. Hey, they're the same. I was hoping you wouldn't find that. Well, you didn't do a good job hiding it then. You're right, though. Drew Misham was copying this painting. So, he's allowed to do that. Wow, it's pretty good. Copying a painting? What for? Did that give us new dialogue? No, I don't think so. Well, can I present this one again then? Emma, about this yeah. Okay. I guess that wasn't enough of a reason. Coin. Okay. Is that all I had to find in here? Oh, let's check out the room one more time. I didn't, like, look at the mess down here. Ah, Apollo! That's where the body was! That's the spot where Mr. Drew Misham passed away. He put the coffee mug to his lips, and next moment... There's quite a bit of paint on the ground. See that half-painting there? He must have been working on that right up to the moment he died. Wow, a true artist in the end. Or maybe he started a year ago and was procrastinating. Alright, that wasn't extra info. Oh, what are we missing here? The plate that had his coffee cup on it, will that give us anything? Okay, no, it's gonna ask us about the drafting table again. Okay. I think we finally got rid of the drafting tables down here like 2 years ago. A lot of engineers in this joint. Alright, I think we just gotta move out then. Maybe back to the agency? Not helpful. Move... Coliseum? Nothing new here. Anything I can show you? You know Vera? Nope, I don't think you do. Alright, yeah, you can make it disappear, no problem. Alright, paintings. I can't imagine any of this is useful yet. Oh, actually, I haven't examined the Coliseum. We didn't really find anything out here earlier. They've changed the sign since our last case. It was all Gaviners back then, wasn't it? I hope nothing bizarre and mysterious happens this time. Are you staring directly into the camera while you say that, Apollo? But it shall! Why, the show itself will be bizarre and mysterious, I assure you. I don't have a problem with the mystery as long as it's legal. I don't think lawyers and magicians were really meant to have conversations like this. Oh, but we're best friends, aren't we, Trucy? Okay. Was the hot air balloon out here last time? Look, Apollo! A balloon! A hot air balloon! With the Gramarye seal on it, no less. Well, this is a long-awaited revival after all. And it's been 7 years, you know. I've spent plenty of time and a pretty penny on promotion. I hope it's a huge success, Uncle Valent. Oh, I intend for it to be nothing less, I assure you. They both sure seem excited about it. I guess it's a big deal for magicians. I mean, it's his show. I'm sure it's a big deal for him. Alright, nothing exciting there. I'll try the detention center again. Okay, there it is. That's my solution. That's where I'm supposed to go. You're here to see Vera Misham? Hell yeah! She's in the medical office at the moment. A medical office? Is she okay? She's just lying down. Said she didn't feel so good. I'm sorry, but I can't allow any meetings at the moment. Most annoying client ever. You can't call her annoying if she's actually got like a migraine or something. Guess we should come back. Like, you can't assume it's not a medical emergency. Well, I guess, like, a migraine is an emergency, but you can't assume there's not actually a decent reason. That's not quite fair. Nope. You... Oh, I guess I could present you with evidence, but I think you're gonna be... less than helpful. Oh, presenting, are we? I did my fair share of that back in the day. Showed my attorney's badge a lot, too. He may look cool and calm now, but you should have seen him before. You know me too well, Trucy. I'm glad I provided this opportunity for a little family bonding. Bitch, you're getting attorney badged. Oh, nope. Same thing. Right, the card? Nope. You are not helpful. I just can't imagine anything else is gonna be helpful. I assume it's gotta be the studio then, that I've missed something there. Either presenting something to Emma or just something on the floor I haven't picked up yet. You know what? The, paint palette here looks a little, like, drawn out. Like, maybe that's what it is. Like, it's got, like, a white outline. Let's take a closer look. Oh, perfect. That's what it was. Oh, no. Nope. It was not that. Nope. You think his works really go for 100 grand a piece? Maybe I should take up painting. I don't think his paintings are worth that much. Something's not right here. Okay. That didn't give us much extra info. Alright, that's the letterbox. That letterbox looks funny sitting inside a room like this. Let's take a look. Empty. The other half of that letterbox is actually connected to the outside of the studio. Mr. Misham would put his letters in there, and the postman took them away. Impressive that somebody still writes letters in this day and age. Or wrote, rather. Ooh, that doesn't tell me much. Ooh, what's happening in this room here? We looked at the desk there. Is this like x-ray stuff up here? Alright, nope. Same stuff. Same info. What am I missing here? Can I look at the computer? Nope. Not the computer either. Unfortunate. Nope, you cannot borrow it to cut quarters in half. Sorry, Tracy, baby girl. What else is there? What else is there to look at? Because I assume it has to be this room, right? Because where else, what other stuff is there? I can zoom in on this table. I guess I didn't look at the lamp on it. In case the lamp has some secret. Alright, okay, so that is the... Alright, we already got that, so the lamp just tells us about the picture. Not super helpful. I'm confused about this one. I think there's gotta be something I still gotta... Still don't have a murder weapon. Oh, did I only click on the cup before? I have to click on the mug too? Okay, there we go. That's the victim's coffee mug. There we go. Aha! So the poison was in here! This is my first time seeing a real poisoned mug of coffee. That's great, Trucy? I would hope so. So is that blue stuff there? Is that what they're implying? Poison coffee? Not exactly, actually. What do you mean? No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You'll have to figure it out the rest yourself. I'm officially not on your side after all. Aw, come on, girlfriend. Okay, let's start examining. Oh wait, nope, not what I meant to do. Wanted to go back into the court record. La la, we've already looked at these. Thank you very much, Trucy baby. Alright, court record, and now we can look at the cup. Alright, we got the big M. Is Vera's lipstick blue? Hey, look there! That stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo. That must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. No, this stain is probably... Better ask Emma. Alright. Nope, she doesn't have blue lipstick on. Okay, she's just kind of blue looking in general. Wait, the look he's got there. Okay, I guess I can present the mug to Emma. Oh my god, that washer's gonna be the damn death of me. Emma, about this mug. There's a pale blue, residue on the rim. That? Yes, well, it's just a rumor. But I've heard that there's a kind of coffee called Blue Mountain. I'm pretty sure it isn't actually blue, Emma. Right. Oh, you got me. That's left over from my testing spray. Forensic science! I knew your hobby was behind this somehow, Emma. It's not really her hobby, it's her job. It's not a hobby! So what kind of scientific stuff were you up to? A spray, that's what. It turns blue when it touches poison. Convenient. Every type of poison? That seems unlikely. So the poison that killed the victim was on this mug? That's right, see? It wasn't in the coffee. The killer applied it to the rim of the mug itself. Wow, science is amazing! Bill Nye would agree. Certainly is helpful. Maybe Emma would be willing to help us find out a bit more. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. They say flattery will get you everywhere. Certainly worth talking to her a bit more. About the poison analysis, Emma, darling baby. I was afraid you were going to ask about that. I think the solution is used to test for atroquinine. Oh, right. That was one of Clavier's songs, and when we googled it, it was like, it's a poison from Ace Attorney. Atroquinine. The deadly poison found in the autopsy. Uh-oh, I know that spark in her eyes. She's getting excited. Best tread lightly. It's one of the most virulent poisons, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. Takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. But you said he just dropped dead. Oh, and guess what? Recent research has shown... No, I want to hear about the recent research. I get so excited when people tell me about, like, cool new science fact. Apollo, you're ruining my goddamn life! Feel free to leave your cool science fact in the chat, in the comments, wherever you're watching this. I would love to hear your cool science fact. Pretty please. I think I get it. You just spray this stuff on something you want to test, right? Precisely. You can even find the slightest trace of poison with this. Want to try too, Emma? Pretty please? You don't have to ask twice. I already used it on everything suspicious, of course. Yeah, let's give it a whirl, Apollo. Ah, what are you doing? I was just seeing if I got a reaction off of you. How's this for a reaction? Never do that again. I'm not poisonous. I don't know. Brightly colored animals in the wild, it's normally a sign they're poisonous. And you are wearing a bright red vest and a, like, weird teal tie. I don't blame her. I think she's got a point. Tell that to those hapless witnesses on the stand. Let's just get down to checking for real poison, shall we? Oh, I can just... everywhere? Pew, 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 pew. I don't get a reaction from the mug, even though we know we got a reaction from the mug. That's like me checking for hint coins in Professor Layton. I don't think there's anything here, baby girls. Surely there must be something that reacts, right? Or am I stupid? Nothing's reacting! Be sure it's supposed to. Wait, I'm gonna Google if I'm just doing this really badly. Forensic science, okay. Okay, the table, we're looking at the frames. What? Okay, so we won't get a reaction, we're not supposed to, okay. Too bad, no reaction there. Sure, Emma checked out all the likely spots. Wait a second. What is it, Apollo? I wasn't supposed to get one, that's why. Did you spray that little desk over there? Don't think so. Spray probably can't reach that far, you know? Goddamn washing machine. Let's check it out just to be sure. Okay, now when I do it, that little frame. Okay, understood. Okay, so it's just like luminol testing. Sick. A reaction, Apollo? Huh? Where? Where? The inside of that cute little frame, look. Would you look at that? Nice going, Trucy. I'm known to work magic. Yes, you are, girly pop. Never mind that I was the one who found it. Right, let me see. Why would the inside of that frame have poison on it? Looks like we found the only other place that was poisoned in any case. So, Emma, I was wondering, what's the story about this reporter that came here for a story the night of the crime? I'm afraid I can't tell you, because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. How interesting. I thought so. I'll never forget that face. But what was his name? Oh, good. That means it's not Lotta Hart if it's his. Oh, right. Brushel. Brushel? He's after a scoop to sell to the papers. So a reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever. And night he's killed. Seems strange to you. Really strange. Does raise a few questions. I'd like to speak with this reporter if I could. Well, I hear he's on the beat today, too. He said something about covering a magician. Well, we know a magician. In fact, I know two magician. Magician? Well, if it's not Trucy, that leaves only one other person. It wasn't Valent Gramarye by any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He's got some big show lined up, I hear. So he's out interviewing Valent Gramarye. Looks like I'll be heading out to that Coliseum again sooner than I thought. Here, I'll give you that reporter's card if you want. Let me see. New toys. Alright, let's look at this one first. Bears traces of deadly poison. So is it something inside here? Looks like you have to take this back part off to first put a photo inside. It'd have to be a really small photo to fit in there. True, that pale bluish stain. Why would there be a poison in a place like this? Well, there's one obvious reason. Whoever put poison in the coffee rubbed a bit on here too. That's not very obvious, Trucy. You won't let me just take it off? Lame. Alright. His card is facing portrait? His name is Spark? Oh, that's stupid. Alright, I guess you gotta have a good business card if you work freelance. Dear Lord, are you right? Actually, what you really need is a good accountant to do your taxes for you because invoices are a nightmare. Alright. Really? What's this? Camera lens finder? Do reporters take photos too? Yeah, sure. I guess if he's freelance, he'd have to. Maybe you should try being a prosecutor and a defense attorney. You'll always win. Trucy, that might create a conflict of interest. Or at least he's gonna be worn out after running back and forth between the two sides of the courtroom. Gonna be out of breath all the time. Why don't I become a rock star too while I'm at it? Ooh, shade, shade! Anything on the back of this one? What? Top dollar for information. Well, he did do a little caricature of himself. I think I hate it. Alright, I guess we're gonna head right back on over. Bye, Emma. Bye, Stackoos. To the Coliseum. Alright, so we can ask Gramarye about this. So a journalist was here on a story. All eyes in the universe are upon my stage. All pens seek to commit its mysteries to paper. His name was Brushel. Brushel. I think he remembers him. It doesn't look too happy about it. I've noticed that too. Brushel, that cloying smell of mint when he smiles. Yes. Could you tell us more about him? What did he want? Alright, Mr. Brushel, journalist. A man by that name called on me just now. Just now? Valent's vision is always toward tomorrow. Valent's feet step always forward. That is all. That's all? Very confusing. I am to perform a big magic show, yes? I wanted someone to go and cover it. Yet he had ears only for that incident. That incident? In any case, I requested that the rapacious reporter remove himself. So a painter has died, what of it? It is but a footnote in the footlights compared to the magic of Gramarye. Uncle Valent, do you know where the reporter went? And the reporter was only asking about the painter. Why would Valent have any connection to the painter? I recommend he visit that place popular with penalized perpetrators. Oh, you said the jail. Nice. Detention center. He was a rude individual. Might I see that card? Sure. He would tear apart my respectability. I will tear apart him. Ooh, here comes Apollo. Uncle Valent's big magic trick. Is he going to fix the card? Not sure that qualifies as big magic. I don't think he is. I do not think he's going to fix it. What happened to the big magic? Ah ha ha ha! It is no more miraculous for it to stay ripped. He must have really not liked that journalist. Now the time has come when I must return to make my That's not prestigious. Prestigitation preparations. I don't know if that's a real word, man. My leave, Miss Trucy. Thanks, Uncle Valent. 3 days from now, make ready for a miracle. What do you think that journalist was after? Why did Valent react like that to the envelope? I think it's time to pay the detention center another visit. I think you're right. Do I still have the... Oh no, he totally just tore up the car. He tore up the card. Not tore up the car. Alright. Back to the detention center, I suppose. Oh wait, nope, that's not what I meant to click. I meant to talk to Drew, who's at the detention center. Back to the anything agency. And then to the detention center. They both start with D, it's easy to get confused. Alright, what have we got? I think I hear what you're saying. We're all doing it for the money. End quote. No, not at all. Looks like someone's already meeting here. Maybe that reporter? Well, he's got rosy cheeks. Why would you be writing on your arm? Don't you have anywhere better to write? Like a notebook or a computer or anything? And is that the same feather thing that was in Nisham's studio? It looks a lot like it. Hey there, how you doing? Who might you be? Oh, sorry, we didn't know someone was already here. I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Talk about a nervous monkey. Are you calling him a monkey or you a monkey? You here, Justice? You? You know me. Do I know you? Of course I know you. Stares down. Witnesses on stand till they spill beans. That's not true. What is he writing? Are you a reporter by chance? Yo, you're Trucy. Why was he like grabbing at his titties there? Am I famous? Oh yeah. Trucy Wright hates carrying a bag. Puts everything she owns in her panties, end quote. What? That's not true. Just hold on to your breeches there. I'll wrap up this interview in a jiffy. Oh, your gums are too bright pink. And I'm seeing too much of them. I'm not your dentist, don't give me that. Like, that's like what monkeys do when they want to signal danger. Interview? So, guard, I think I know what's going on here. Guarding rooms is my life. What else could I possibly need, end quote. No, how many times do I have to tell you this? Look, I've got work to do. You deal with him. Did you come here to interview the guard? Oh me, what a pickle. Accused wouldn't talk, had to interview someone or go plumb crazy, end quote. Ah, he seems a delight. I should have guessed. Well, where's my manners? Name's Brushel, Spark Brushel. I'm not picking it, journalist, just close his eyes. Right, end quote. What's that nauseatingly strong mint smell every time he grins? Well, I mean, at least somebody's brushing their teeth. I don't like the smell of mint either. Until you've been interviewed by me, you don't know what thrilling is. Wild romp through crossroads, mayhem, madness, end quote. It's like he's obviously got, like, brown hair. Shouldn't his stubble be brown and not so, like, blue-gray? I can see that. He's writing something again. Well, if he's a reporter, maybe he knows something. Yeah, sure, we can talk to him. That's fine, I guess. So, Mr. Brushel, you're a journalist. Oh, me? Look, let me state one thing for the record here. Yes? I'm the interviewer, you understand, yeah? I'm the one asking the questions here. End quote. Okay. For instance, you think a movie director watches movies? Well, I think he probably does. Exactly! I knew you'd understand. Huh? What? Yeah, okay. So, the night of the murder, you were at Drew Studio? Oh, me, look, let me state one thing for the record. Yes? I may look calm and collected, but I'm busy, real busy, always on the road. I don't think you seem that calm and collected. I'm going to be so for real, my man. Journalist always buys one-way tickets, never looks back, end quote. Is that like a fountain pen in your ear? Why in the hell are you writing with a fountain pen as a... Oh, what? As a journalist? That's like the messiest thing ever. How is your shirt still white while you're moving around trying to write with the fountain? What's wrong with you? Again. I can understand that philosophy, but you want to know the thing about one-way tickets. Once you use them, they're gone. His hair is like the top of a little scrub brush. Is he just carrying a toothbrush too? Is he just constantly brushing his teeth? Is that why he's so minty? Don't put that on your head. No. Bad. Top of his head, it's like one of those dish brushes. I had to sweep up the floor by turning him upside down. Well, because you have to give them to the guy at the airport. I mean, or the train station. True enough. But don't they give normal tickets away too? Exactly, see, it's the same thing. What is? Okay. Alright, maybe this will be useful. So you went to do a story on Drew Measham. And he never had a story done about him before? That's right, let me state one thing for the record here. What? I'm sure you're going to want to know about my source. Who tipped me off to Drew? Why do the interview in the first place? Well, yes? Look, it's like... Oh, I've got it! Why is Trucy doing all the talking here? I feel like this is Apollo's job. Thither, this burger joint with famous ketchup. You think the burger guy's going to tell me where he got it? At the supermarket, maybe. Normally the restaurant supply store when you're buying in bulk. Exactly, see? That's what I'm talking about. I think I may actually have understood that one. Well, there's nothing I can talk about, really. Walls have ears, ears especially, glass walls with speakers, end quote. Right, guess we'll leave then. Dude. Stop linking. Oh, but since you're here, might as well tell you a tidbit of news I saw, just for the heck of it. Sure, tell us, just for the heck of it. I remember like it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? I'd seen a movie on a trip and wandered into this burger place with amazing ketchup when an article in a tabloid caught my eye. Famous oil painting stolen from art dealer's gallery, end quote, I believe it was. Oh, the nose there too. Woo. An oil painting? It's every day, right? But I thought I'd seen that painting somewhere before. A painting of a giant peach floating down the river. Someone stole an oil painting of a giant peach. Journalists can smell Scoop better than burgers. End quote. Interesting. Should I present to him a picture of a peach? Ah, right, let me go on the record here. Yes? I know what you're going to say. Brushel, take this. Write brilliant column. End quote. Look, buddy, I write real brilliant columns about one thing. And that's food. So why are you doing art and magic stuff? Try to understand. What could he possibly be writing? He didn't listen to a word I said. Alright, so do I have to send this one then? Ah, right, let me go on the record here. Huh? Okay. Nope, he does not want to be presented the peach. Okay. There his card? Okay, you are unhelpful, sir. Not one of the paintings. It's not one of those things. Okay, I don't think I have anything helpful. I don't want anything to do with you. That's it. Final answer. Alright, Colosseum. Oh, no more Grammary. Interesting. I can go back to the studio then. Okay, something here now. Well, how'd it go? Find anything out? Actually, there was one thing I wanted to check with you. What's with that scary face you're making? And what's with that I know something, but I'm not telling you face you've got going, Emma? Oh, wasn't that? Okay. So I must have to present something. What the hell am I presenting? Something to do with Vera? Emma, I was wondering if you could take a look at this. Okay, no. A detective, you can't just ask me to do any old thing and expect an answer, okay? I think you need to be a little more focused on your inquiries. Scientific, even. Somehow I knew she'd get around to science. She didn't really, she just said the word scientific. Alright, well, I want this painting. About this painting. Oh, that? Okay, no, she's not gonna help me with it. What is she... Paper again? Okay, we already did that, alright. Emma, I was wondering if you'd take a look at this. Okay, no. It's not like that. Mug? Are we going to test for poison again? Why not, just to be sure. But you found your clue already, isn't that enough? This stuff isn't cheap, you know. Oh, then I shouldn't have sprayed like 4 bottles all over the room before. I bet she doesn't have a lot of spending money. Bet she spends it all on snackoos. No, that's a work expense right there, baby. Attorney badge. Okay, no. Okay. Magic show ticket? Do you want to go with us? Alright. Okay, this one. Okay. I want to use the scanny thing on it. Okay, not that. The letterbox? Nope. Okay. This painting? Nope, nope, not that still. This painting came from behind that dresser. Ah, yeah, so? It was stolen. No? Okay, that's what you were looking for. I was hoping you wouldn't figure that out. Do you think you could tell me a bit more about this? I suppose. It's what you think. True Misham was a forger. A forger? Alright, will that give me a new line of dialogue, pretty please? Yes! Hell yeah! So what exactly is a forger? If it was his own work to begin with, then who cares? It's basically someone who makes forgeries. Fakes, in other words. Fakes? copies of an original. Exact copies, so precise you can't tell them apart. Well, why not just photocopy them? Big problem with forgeries is that people try to sell them as the real article. It's a crime, of course. So Drew Measham was a criminal? I'm afraid so. He received money to create elaborate forgeries. Supplement his work in illustration, I guess. I see. Actually, that's why I brought this here in the first place. What do you mean? When you're trying to determine if a painting is a forgery, the rough sketch underneath can be a valuable clue. So the rough sketch is like practice for the real thing. Like doing a magic trick in front of a mirror before you go on stage. But not in the case of a forgery. Not necessarily, anyway. Yeah, you could definitely still just... You could definitely still just sketch that out first, if you're doing a copy. Why did he need to steal the painting to do a copy, though? He could have just Googled it, and then copied based on that picture? You know what the finished product is going to look like, after all. Oh, yeah, I guess you would. It can still help a lot with shading and contour and all the nonsense. And that's why I brought this. I'm going to use it to see what's under the paint of the finished pieces. Oh, I get it now. Not that I really need to go to such lengths, seeing as one of the paintings was only half finished anyway. So, it'd be neat to see what Mr. Measham's rough sketch is. Kind of like what he was drawing when he thought no one was looking. True. Would be interesting. Maybe valuable for our case. Should try buttering her up, Apollo. I'm noticing a theme here, Trucy girl. Flattery will get you everywhere, they say. Maybe I should ask Emma to help us out. Alright, I guess I just have to present the this again. I kind of wanted to see the rough sketch under this painting. And I was wondering if your tool over there might do the trick. Pretty please? Oh, fine. Fine. Just this time, though. And next time. And the time after that. And the time after that as well. Oh, okay, I can do all of them. Sick. Alright, so that's the layer of oil paint. So it's not going to show me all the layers of paint, it's just going to show me the sketch, I see. Go. How do I know I'm getting the sketch and not the, and not just the paint? Okay, so it does beep a little louder when it wants me to stop there. A poker game. Interesting. Alright, let's print this out. What the heck? Wow, he really blows. The finished painting isn't anything like the rough. Vices like mine didn't exist until recently. He probably thought he could draw any sort of thing he wanted for the rough. What do you mean? Well, in the past, you could only analyze the composition of a rough sketch. Composition? In other words, the traces of charcoal between the paint and canvas. So you'd tell if there had been a rough sketch. But not what it looked like. Ah, I think I follow you. So in essence, it wouldn't matter what was underneath the finished painting. Some pros would actually paint out a rough sketch entirely. Then do a completely new painting on top of that. So Mr. Measham was drawing whatever he wanted before painting over them. Possibly. Is there a problem with that? Not particularly. Something about the sketch is kind of odd. You're awfully silent all of a sudden, Apollo. You think we could check one of the other paintings? Yeah, sure. You like this detection stuff, don't you? Alright, we did that one. Let's do the puffy fish. Oh, wait, no, I want to go down in layers, not up. And down. This is gonna be all Phoenix Wright related stuff. All his poker games. And other such bullshit. Alright, it's a house, it looks like. There we go. Oh, it's looking like a finished drawing-ish. Okay, let's print this one out. Oh, it's like Baba Yaga type deal? Like the house has legs? No, there's like a bicycle wheel there. I can't quite tell what it is. This one too. What's wrong, Apollo? You look so serious all of a sudden. You think I could look at the last one of these? Fine by me, knock yourself out. Well, I want to see the real one too, not just its fake. I want to see what the real sketch is supposed to look like, you know? Canvas can be kind of expensive. I know art students paint over old stuff all the time. Especially if not every work you do is a winner. What have we got here? Is that Clavier playing guitar? Okay, let's print this out. Huh. Okay, what were our cases? What was, the other one was with Walkie. That's the one we haven't seen represented yet. What the heck is all this? So is that what the other one was that I somehow misconstrued? Oh, that's why there was a wheel on it. It was the cart. It was the noodle cart. Okay, okay. I hesitate to ask why you're getting so excited. You sure your device isn't leaking some kind of strange radiation? I mean, it does have X-rays coming from it. Those are definitely harmful to unborn babies, I guess. Trucy, look at these sketches. Do you notice anything? Okay, yeah, it is all our other cases. Ah, there! Now you're both white as sheets. What is going on? These sketches are of the 3 cases I worked on. What? The murder in the poker room at the Borscht Bowl Club. The dead man pulling the noodle stand. And then the events that transpired during the Gaviners concert. I don't think Clavier was totally on fire. It was just his guitar. What could it mean? How could he have painted those things? And why? That's what I want to know. Wait, is Drew Misham your father? Wait, that still doesn't explain what he's doing. That doesn't explain that, though. So what if Drew is his father? That's still, like, why would he have that info? Give me a break. Does that seem even remotely possible to you? Yeah. No, Phoenix Wright is your father. She told you earlier. I'd never even heard of Drew Misham before. I hadn't even seen a picture of him. But there were my cases, drawn on his canvas. Every single one of them. It couldn't have been a coincidence. Just who was this Drew Misham? And what did he have to do with me? Alright. We've only gone 2 hours. Let's at least start the court proceedings, right? Maybe I can get halfway through it. That means that I can finish the case next, like tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday? No, Tuesday. I'll be home from work by 5 p.m., so, like, I can totally do that. I can go for a good couple hours. And still have time to eat. Alright, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 6. Good morning. So you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy. Trucy Wright. That's right with a W. But not right, right? We're on your side. You can tell us anything. Please? I mean, obviously, like, she is a, like, legal adult, but when people won't talk to you, and I mean, with especially kids, easy to just talk to them like they're adults who are comprehending everything you say. And if they have a question that they genuinely want answered, they'll ask. So I'd suppose that's probably a good. Alright, hang on. Sorry, I gotta answer that. Here, let me just... Okay. Alright, well, hopefully that's nothing. Good morning. She speaks. Not bad, not bad. But I think you can do better with a little smile, you know? She's on the stand for murder. If she's not up for smiling, that's fine by me, Trucy. You're so pretty! You can just sell yourself, you know? Trucy, let's take it easy for starters. Thank you for taking my case. You know what? Compelling argument. Oh, she got a little, like... Is it like a lion? Lion on her overalls? Because we haven't seen her take her pad away from her chest yet. Okay. Let's start, I guess. There she goes with the nail polish again. Can't believe they let her have that in jail while under custody. That's great, really. It's so cultured. Want to try? Did she just she didn't scribble anything more in there. Ooh, really? Girls. Right, the victim, Drew Misham, is a forger, and a stolen painting was found in his studio. Life of crime, really. Maybe one that led to his death. Alright, October 8th. Okay. Well, Clavier's back. We don't have a different prosecutor for the last case, as is often customary. Was your last case in the second game, was it still Franziska? Because the last game of the last case of the first one was you got to go against Von Karma, and then after you were done with Edgeworth, and then when you were dealing with Franziska in the second game, was the last case Edgeworth? I think so. And then the next game you were dealing with Godot. And then you defended as Edgeworth in that last case. So I guess you didn't switch out prosecutors but defendants instead. Well, I guess the first case in this game had a different prosecutor, so we got it early on. Begin the trial of Vera Misham. What is up with him? Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy. He's looking around all nervous-like. The repercussions of today's trial will, most likely, be felt for a long time, and may, indeed, alter our legal system forever. Today is a test of the juris system, and the first step toward a new order in our courts. Daddy's secret mission. The jurors will function like a jury. What do you mean function like? Won't they just be a jury? It is hoped that their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will. Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom? Why do they keep calling them jurists and not jurors? It's not like jurors is a gendered term, is it? Because that's why they change 12 Angry Men to 12 Angry Jurors normally when you do, like, the play. 3 closed-circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times. The jurists have access to everything that transpires. Jurist! Judge well and judge cool. Hell yeah. Now see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that. No, you weren't. My apologies, Sir Judge. Jurist, judge today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind. I'm sure they will be exactly so kind. The jurists are unbound by the letter of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. Ew, cooties! Well, they are supposed to look at the evidence and consider that in their feelings. We're about to find out what effect they're going to have. Well, it'd be really easy to tell if you used to have a jury system in this country and you took it away. Just study old cases. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. The details of the case, if you would. The victim is the painter, Drew Misham. He was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned. By whom, you ask? By none other than the defendant, Vera Misham. There wasn't any poison in the coffee. Actually, no. Somebody has been doing their homework. Indeed, poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself. The mug? Ah, residue was found on the rim, I see. You know your shit, Judge. I respect it. The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death. I would have liked the autopsy report before now. That would have been cool for me to have. As you know, lawyer! The court accepts this as evidence. Alright, let me look at it. Let me look at it, baby. According to this report, we're going to look at the evidence. Estimated time of death, 9 to 9:30 p.m. Okay, so it was only a day before we got there. Okay, that doesn't give us a lot of info, but the time of death might be significant. The victim's death was caused by atroquinine poisoning. A chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams. A touch of atroquinine in the body is touch of the Reaper's scythe. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. You may present your witness. Well, shouldn't you pull up the detective on the case first so we can get all the facts? Please and thank you. Alright. I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. Oh, our new reporter friend. I'm beginning to miss Lotta Hart. That journalist, no doubt. No doubt, no doubt. The witness will state his name and occupation. Ah, right. Well, for starters, my name's Spark Brushel. My job is a lone observer of the world. In other words, a freelance journalist, right? Ahem, if you don't mind, I'd like to state something here, for the record. Yes, Mr. Brushel? I dislike conclusions, specifically the jumping to the aspect of the conclusions. Preconceptions make Park Sandbox of endless desert waste, end quote. But you are a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday. Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you today with this man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. That's not how this works even a little, my broski. Scoop turns Mr. Brushel into that Mr. Brushel, end quote. Let's hear your testimony then, shall we? A simple case, Gavin. For me, the jury is still out. But don't shh. I visited the studio around 9 that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the atelier. Journalistic history made, end quote. If it's end quote, then why am I getting the words end quote? You're not actually ending the quote if you're just going to talk again after that. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next. Star falls, end quote. No one else entered the room besides her the whole time. That does sound like a simple case. Unless you did it! Oh, he was actually on the same conclusion as me. Thank you. You were the one who poisoned him. He's too annoying, it's not going to be the annoying guy. What are you saying, Judge? Ahem. Need I remind you that the cameras are rolling today? I felt the need to be a bit dramatique. You didn't do it, did you? Me do a thing like that? Come on, that's like newsmaker making the news, end quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt, end quote. I know, wild accusations rock courtroom, end quote. Rock indeed. Okay. Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun. I'm so happy for him. Very well, Mr. Justice. Your cross-examination, please. No, that was literally a finding, like, when I was a child, like, no, we did autism testing. No, IQ's too high, and she really understands sarcasm. Can't be that. How the turntables. Which is a quote from The Office. Which I know, because I engaged in popular culture. Aren't you proud of me? Alright. I visited the studio around 9. Okay. 9 at night? Isn't that a little late for an interview? Yeah, the great painter Drew Misham says come at 9. Believe you me, I go at 9. The first, as it turned out, last interview with such a prolific painter. Right, can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? Alright. The first outsider to enter the atelier. Journalistic history made. End quote. You were the first reporter ever in Drew Studio. Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history. Basically an insignificant step for all mankind, but a giant step for that Brushel guy, end quote. If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve to reason that the deed was done by an insider, by which he means Vera did it. So how did this epoch-making interview go? Alright, coffee. Would you mind being a little more specific? Oh wait, let me tell you, I enjoy cuppa. In fact, it all began when I was in 3rd grade. No wait, 4th grade. Not what I meant. I believe I know what her forehead is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it? Right, that's what I was going to say, really. Well now, if you've got a question to ask, you best straight up ask it. That's what I tell all the new recruits, several times necessary. New recruits, you're a freelancer. What do you mean, new recruits? You're not recruiting them, and you don't have access to them if somebody else is recruiting them. Sounds like you're just, like, harassing, like, college students. Write for a grade schooler. That's my motto. Which isn't to say I only write for grade schooling. Who touched the coffee? No. I was in the back looking at the studio's equipment when she served it. And what happened next? You're a shit interviewer if you weren't even looking at the interviewee. What's this about a star falling? Star falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money, over. Is that what you don't know? That's like a journalism code word. An important personage passes away, a star falls, get it? There's no gravity in space, is there? Well, that's not entirely true. There is so much gravity we really don't feel its effects. But as long as there's a massive celestial body, there is gravity. But if we're far enough away from it, we just stop feeling its effects. But there's still gravity, it still emanates. Just because you're far enough away from a magnet that the other magnet doesn't come towards it doesn't mean the magnet's not still pulling, you know? I wouldn't think stars could fall, really. Does this matter? Oh boy, this is good stuff, good stuff. How about Star breaks? Nah, lacks punch. I know, Star dies. Nah, lacks imagination. Of course, you could go with Drew dies. Straight, to the point. I like it. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial. Let's try the moment of death. About when Mr. Measham passed away. Oh boy, what a scene that was! He puts his coffee mug down with a crash, right? Yes, and then? Then the cold finger of death touches his spine, life's flame sputters, and... I would need you to describe what you saw. Not poetic language, I need you to describe what you saw, what the signals that coming into your brain was. So cold was that touch, he could do naught but tremble uncontrollably. Oh, so like he was seizing? He was, like, muscle contractions? Convulsions? Actually, life's flame is a little tired. Life's river froze over. Yes, let's go! I think he's starting his article already. He should have done it days ago. The murder happened 2 days ago. Would you describe that a little more simply for us simple folks? Well, as you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. He had the floor, as they say. Artist seizure his final performance. End quote. Atrocanine paralyzes the central nervous system. Snap. 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 I don't know if this is a snappy moment, Gavin. The body arches back like a bow. The limbs tremble, the throat... Oh, that's quite enough of that. Some of us want to be able to sleep tonight. I don't know, as somebody who's had a handful of seizures, like, it's not that scary. It's just really confusing when you get up and everything hurts, and everybody's looking at you. I didn't do shit, I'm telling you. Why is everybody looking at me, and why do I have the worst headache of my life? No, and sometimes the problem is, I would have this, oh my god, one time I broke a bookshelf, because I fell on it as I went down. So, like, sometimes you just wake up in a pile of, what? What's this on my head? Luckily someone was there, was able to kind of pull me out a little. But I did have a couple novels on my head. Luckily I don't buy many hardcovers. Oh yeah? Well, I want details. Lots of juicy details. For that you can listen to our last year's hit single, Atrocanine, My Love, by the Gavineers, available at all major music outlets. Why would you describe a death by poison in your, like, very specifically one type of poison in your song? I mean, you haven't even experienced it. It's not like you're singing about something like a personal experience. Now you're literally singing about something no one has ever lived to talk about. And why? Are you, I guess maybe if you're comparing love to poison? I don't know, maybe. I don't think I'm stretching here. The point here is that the victim died of atrocanine poisoning. Well, Mr. Justice, how do you find that testimony? Well, we didn't know that he was seizing before. As an account of the moment of the victim's death, I'd say it's very important. Please add it to the testimony. Very well, the court requests the witness add this account to his testimony. So the fact that he seized was significant. Okay. You say it was definitely death by poison. How can you be so sure? Hey, look, I'm a journalist. I've seen a lot of things, and I've had more than my share of experiences with so-called poisonings. Man eats fishy fish, goes bye-bye. End quote. Food poisoning doesn't count. Well, in that case, I've been poisoned plenty of times. I've got a weak stomach. I should get him to talk about something else. I get E. coli diagnoses like nobody's business. Alright, let's talk about his coffee, see how it was different. So you drink the coffee that Vera served you too? Of course! When someone serves you coffee, you drink it! That's what my old boss always used to say. Never did get what he meant by it, though. But you're still alive, which is to say, you didn't die. That is which to say that. Of course not! No point falling before you're a star! End quote. That's not exactly what I was getting at. What were you getting at, then? You know the poison was on the rim, not in the coffee. Oh, yes, yes. There were 2 cups on the tray she brought. And one of the cups had Drew's signature painted on the side. Yep. No chance the guest would take that one by mistake, I guess. Well, Mr. Justice? Yeah, sure. We're talking about the coffee the witness drank. I'd say that is important. Very well, please add that to your testimony. Oh, do I only get to pick one? Okay, so I have to pick which one it is, because it could be the seizure, and it could be the coffee. Okay, because the other one disappeared. He should add them all to his testimony when I tell him to! This is so mean! Sure makes it sound exciting. I guess that's its job. There's only one moment we need to focus on, really. The moment when Drew Measham died? Exactly. There has to be something there. Okay, so they are telling us that it's the... that it is the... They're telling us that it's probably the seizing. Would you mind being a little more specific? Yada yada yada. Alright, that's great. Okay, lovely, lovely. Okay, it wasn't that one? Okay. Okay, so it's gotta be the statement he changed to get the new ones. Okay. Sure you drank the coffee? Oh, yes, yes, quite. I gulped down, felt that sweet scorch in my throat. But you say the victim took one sip and fell over, and you still kept drinking. Of course! Drink your coffee when it's hot, never when it's not. That's what my old boss used to always say. Never really knew what he meant by it. I don't know, iced coffee's quite popular, bud. Alright, so probably the moment of death. Okay. Alright, so they're gonna say he seized, convulsions, yada yada. So we're gonna say that that's the important one. That was definitely death by poison, okay. Do we have any info from the this? No. I'm sure none of the magician stuff matters right now. Okay. I just don't know what we're supposed to be getting at here. Like, I think it's supposed to be the convulsions. Nope, that wasn't it. The music didn't stop. Alright, okay. Alright, I'll try the last set of them, that's my only other guess. Don't penalize me, penalize your mom, bitch! Okay, I must be on the wrong track. Alright. Okay, we've heard this whole dialogue before. Let's ask about the coffee then. You say Mr. Measham had the coffee too. But did you actually see him drink the coffee? Of course! He who sees it wins, but he who says it wins bigger, end quote. I live in a man sees dog eat dog and write about a world, yet. I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really. He had one so-called sip, if that, and put lip to mud drinks, end quote. Huh, that poison is quite virulent. I think it's the second time we heard that word, I hear. My stomach did a so-called somersault, since I gulped down that much coffee without so much as a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's there, some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture a guess, for the record? Does this guy have a pause button? Maybe just a volume button. Well, Mr. Justice, did you find that testimony valuable? Not really. Coffee Mr. Measham drank. That has to be important somehow. Nah. It's for the whole time. Okay. Can you say that for sure? For sure, I'm sure. Your studio isn't a big place, kiddo. I know if someone else had come in. What if they had been hiding in there from before? Even if someone had been hiding in the studio? They hardly could have poisoned that mug without anyone noticing. You think I, Spark Russell, would must think something as obvious as that? No way, you literally missed, like, Vera coming in. He sure makes it sound exciting. Okay. Okay. Maybe it is the coffee then? Let me see what its exact statement is if I say that the coffee is the important one. The star is coffee. Alright, yep, we've heard all this dialogue. Alright. Alright, yeah, let's try it. The victim drank his coffee, then immediately fell over. Okay. It stopped the music this time. This seems good. Oh, yes, you can go. Press with that one. Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the testimony. Very well, the witness will add this to his testimony. All right. He had one sip, if that. The next moment, he was on the floor. Okay. What is all this nonsense? I don't know. Slow acting. Slow acting, that's what it is. Okay. You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used. Atrocanine. Oh? Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pile. Probably even less than that, considering you're kinda shrimpy. What are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. An omission? Atrocanine is as virulent as he says. But death doesn't come upon ingestion. Not immediately. He didn't even have a chance to ingest it then. Because, like, digestion and, like, ingestion involves it getting to your stomach. It does take a couple seconds for that to happen. That's because atrocanine is slow acting. What? According to one forensic scientist, it's one of the most virulent poison, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slow. It takes at least 15 minutes for the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. I'd still call that pretty damn quick acting. They're a med you have to be on for weeks before they start working. If we suppose that the moment Mr. Measham sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have had time to enjoy his last cup of joe. Ooh, this guy's really shrimpy skinny. Order, what is the meaning of this? If what the defense says is correct, why that contradicts the entire testimony we've just heard. Well, Mr. Russell, anything to say? On the record. Slow acting. Slow. It was virulent, alright. Even then, it had already begun digging its claws into the journalist. You were poisoned too? He's working on his scoop. It's Brushel, yeah? For Brushel. Let's take a trip back down memory lane. Pretty please. Huh? Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. This is vital. You know what I think? I think that was a not-so-subliminal suggestion. End quote. I admit it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. I would be forced to say auf Wiedersehen to my simple case. And you would be forced to say farewell to your article. Come again! You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye. Scoop. Stop brush. Are you brushing your glasses? Oh my god, you're gonna make me sick. Look, wait just a second. Just 1 second. We're waiting. We're waiting. Out with it. I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection, end quote. A story survival, end quote. Attorney utterly confused. End quote. Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I heard the poison that takes its sweet time. See? But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently. Mr. Brushel, are you saying you noticed something that explains what happened? You bet I am. The antidote for a poisonous contradiction. End quote, you might say. Or I still have no idea what you're talking about. End quote, I might say. I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee. It was me, because I wanted to make a big scene. Because I'm a little drama queen. Order. As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony that Mr. Measham died the instant after he drank. Of course I'm standing by my testimony, and my dream of exclusive rights to the story. Why do you have exclusive rights? I suppose it was too much to hope for. What was? Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case. Not him. God damn it, Wright. Him? Phoenix Wright. Who else? Action done. Or Brushel. Report for us if you would. What is this that you haven't noticed and omitted up until this point in time? The court is a critical trial of the juris system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed. I think every witness in all of these cases should be banned from ever appearing in a court of law again as a witness. Like, everything they say should immediately be impermissible because it's nonsense. And they have the memory of potatoes. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note? Well, if we're talking about the letter on his desk, we know that's not true. A suicide note. Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable as a quadratic equation? Or quadratic equations inscrutable? I don't know if that's true. Suicide? Poor Mr. Measham. That's not true. But that means Vera's innocent. Did someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview? I mean, it does make for a good interview. Juicy. Oh. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Can I just tell everybody he's lying? What Brushel noticed. Right, when I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. Think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note? Can I just present the envelope? Nope, that wasn't it. Alright, alright, is it just a different statement? Right, it must just be a different statement I have to click on, I'm sure. So he put the letter away when he saw you. Early reporter gets worm, end quote. That's my secret. You show up early. I'm not sure I follow. It's the night of the interview. I arrive 15 minutes ahead of the schedule. The handle turns, the door opens, I barge in. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? Mr. Measham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into that yellow envelope as fast as he could. No, a secret when I spot one, and that was one. Does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice? I wonder. It does have the ring of something important. Defense finds his testimony vital. Alright, I don't think it was yellow because it was red. Alright, now let's try this. As it just so happens, there was a single letter in the desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope. What? I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I think that should be not happen. That should unhappen in my brain. It should unreveal itself in my brain head. Yes. Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But her forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope. I guess. But not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already. 7 years ago. Well, Mr. Brushel, I can explain that. True, right. He wanted to get that letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of my sight of my beady eyes, right? So I grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away. And what about the whole red envelope contradiction? Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say about the witness's claim? That night the victim put the letter he had been writing in a red envelope. Not possible because it was... That's impossible. Alright, he looks incompetent because... So it must be right. Like your expression. So full of confidence. It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope and it was addressed to Misha. Okay. With the assistance of our favorite forensic scientist. What? Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Measham. No? Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. No. Bad. Bad. Don't like at all. Order, order, order. Mr. Brushel, can you explain this to the court? Oh my, how could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. When Porter gets old, forgets lots, end quote. How old are you? Actually, I think I want to know less about you. Not that old. Ugh. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel. Well, that's the thing, see, after he puts his letter in that envelope, Mr. Measham sat there searching his dress drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp. A stamp, whatever for. Well, to mail his letter, what else? And then, why yes, I think I saw him put it in the letterbox. No, that was empty. It was in his desk drawer. Yes, it was a yellow envelope. And he put it in that box. Well, apparently this yellow letter has nothing to do with the case. Oh, how I wish it did! Just think if that were a suicide note. What a story! Starry suicide note in front of reporter. Falls. End quote. As I was saying, this has nothing to do with the case. That said... Yes, Your Honor. It makes me wonder about the contents of the red envelope. Yeah? Oh, it's gonna flash these up here for a long time. 100,000 is quite a good deal of money. So this is from 7 years ago, yeah? So, am I finished here, Am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start writing. Please leave the courtroom immediately for the sake of all of us. I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that, rather unique face. Ah, come on! Attorney has an active imagination, little else. End quote. Even I noticed something, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. They're like 2 whole pixels. I'm starting to understand what this perceiving stuff's all about. Judge has active imagination. End quote. Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story. Oh, it's so gross. Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it. Ew, 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 ew. Oh my god, he's grossing me out. Toothbrushes already gross me out so much, and he is the worst. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. The red envelope hardly had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. His talent as an illustrator, or as, like, a con artist? So you threatened to go to the press with this story. That's how you got your interview. Blackmail? Oh, yes. I mean, no. No. It wasn't exactly black. I'm not. Something wrong, Mr. Brushel. Look! This is my story, my tidbit, my journalist info is livelihood. End quote. I see. Well, you have me chatting away in here. What's going on out there? What if some Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to the press while I'm going to waste. And skip that animation very quickly. The court feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. Certain case 7 years ago. It's 7 years ago. The scent of a story. Right. Took a bit of work to get in. Oh, this is a perceived one. Okay. The victim, Drew Measham, had an aversion to reporters. Boy, I guess not even my considerable charms did much for him. Till I finally got that thumbs up, that is. Maybe you can elaborate on that a bit for us. Okay, so we can perceive now. Okay. Let's start here. Because we want to know about stuff 7 years ago. Okay, wasn't that. What wasn't the mouth? Can I look at the toothbrush? Okay, so I don't think it's a statement. It's not his mouth. It's not his toothbrush. Anything with his eyes or his nose? Okay, yeah, I don't think it's this one. Alright, let's see here. What other statements can we look at? Oh, I can probably press on the statements too. It might reveal another thing. Oh, his... Look further up at his eyes this time. God, they're so straightforward. Okay, I don't see anything there. Here, let me let you guys look a little closer too. Right. Maybe I gotta press these. Well, now that I'm pressing it, I'll go back to that focus. Alright, on one hand, we have your story. On the other hand, this letter. What makes you think the two are related? I was saying it's possible. I go with a reporter's intuition, and quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. You're gonna pick out all of them apart? Be my guess. All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious ones. I see. Anything else to add about Mr. Measham? Okay. Just gonna point out the fact that he was a forager? There you go, you guys can see. Okay, let me look at his little guy again. It must be his face, because that's the thing that's moving. Stop that. Ugh. Actually, I don't think it was that. Red envelope. Did I check out this one yet? Yeah, I think so. Did you actually get the thumbs up for the interview? Maybe you're straight up lying about that. That's a possibility. It of work. I hate staring at a front on, it's so bad. Oh, I don't see anything. I'm lost. Alright, let's see if the walkthrough can tell me something. Yep. Alright, So I think it's this one. Okay. Oh, I'm looking at totally the wrong spot? Okay. So it is, but it is the without compare because he's a forger. Okay. So they're saying look at his arms. Oh, am I at the wrong arm? Are we gonna look at his sweat stains get deeper? Oh, that's so gross. We're literally watching him get sweat stains and then, like, reabsorb them into his body. That's so gross. That's literally so nasty, and I don't know how anybody would get that without the walkthrough. Sweat much, Mr. Brushel? Yes, well, a man can't help his glands, you know. It's more than that. When Mr. Meesham's talent was mentioned, he suddenly began to sweat buckets. You're hiding something about his talent. What? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Meesham's true talents lay and get off this terrible animation. Alright. We're gonna talk about forgeries. Okay, I don't think... Okay, it wasn't that one. It's gonna look at... It must be the other painting, then. That looks the exact same. Silly me. This painting was found in Mr. Meesham's studio. There are two problems with this painting. The first... Oh, it's literally spit. He's rubbing spit onto his glasses. They're gonna smell so gross. Oh my god, he's gonna make me sick. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, and I couldn't have presented that one. Boo. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries. I almost don't mind this one now. Like, he deserves to have his circulation cut off and his eyeballs pop out of his head. He's just covering himself in spit. It's so gross. That is all, Your Honor. Everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private, please? This is my story, my scoop. Forgery. That's a serious crime. Drew Meesham is known as an artist these days. There are rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art meaning, forgery. Rometian was talented, alright. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that a certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about... Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. Huh. Rumors started circulating 7 years ago. 7 years ago? So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of 100,000 was for? Exactly. Forge evidence, that's nets, tidy profit, end quote. God, that voice is gonna take it out of me. Order, order, order. Why, it's like our victim was living a double life. This is my chance. And Wright lost his badge 7 years ago due to forged evidence. I'm pulling it all together. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about. This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation. But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here. But there's no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was, and remains, simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course. Hey, the only thing I poisoned was my pen when I'm writing reviews. Mr. Brushel, your testimony at this point has been quite unreliable. I'm going to dismiss you, and probably have the bailiff take you round back and put you down like Old Yeller. Would be my dream sentence. If you were to say that right now, that would be fantastic. Please and thank you. It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Journalism so solid you could stand an elephant on it, end quote. In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial is over. Apollo, what's he talking about? Cross-examination showed that Mr. Brushel didn't have a reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera, that's it. This next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Brushel, your testimony, please. Can't wait for this guy to be found guilty of, like, 1,800 criminal charges, pretty please. The only person in that studio that night was the defendant. And the victim and you. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She's admitted as much herself. Oh god, it is hard to not stumble over your words with a silly fast voice. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during that interview was that mug. Nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. Unless the poison was on his lips and then he sipped the coffee, transferring from his lips to the coffee without the coffee having ever been involved. Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. Unless the reporter gave him a little kiss. A little kiss on the lips, a little kissy kiss. A nice testimony. Clear, succinct, and without room for doubt. Oh, I doubt that's very much Clavier. Aw, shucks. You really think so? No! I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your final cross-examination. Right. Still have one trump card left to play. I won't let this trial end until I use it. We do? What do we have? The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. And you. But that doesn't prove Vera poisoned it. How many times have we heard that one, her forehead? The poison reached its victim via the coffee mug. And from where did that coffee come? From a coffee pot, motherfucker. I know how making coffee works. Not to beat a dead horse again. And again. But perhaps you could fill us in? I'm on it. You need a horse bean? I'm your man. Over there who poured the coffee. Okay. And you witnessed her pouring the coffee. Of course I didn't witness it when she came in with that tray. The coffee was already poured and steaming. Let us not forget the defendant has admitted to pouring the coffee herself. You got her to tell you that much? I heard her statement. I pour, I served, and I killed. What? That last part was just a little joke. Hilarious. Is that like a weird translation thing? I don't think I'm going to get anywhere with this coffee mug. I need to find another weak spot in this case. You're sure about that? Well, to be really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time. You're the worst reporter ever, don't you? You got your exclusive interview by blackmailing a guy, and then you couldn't even pay attention to what he had to say? One of those candies might have been poisoned. Yet, at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of milk filled the room. And no mint residue was found. I don't think that's a thing, man, because mint candies are actually, like, mostly sugar. It was a long shot anyway. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ain't drank or otherwise ingested something other than coffee? I think the stuff was on his lips, and then it just got put onto the cup. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof... Oh, it must be the little... It must be the little painting, the little portrait. The possibility doesn't cut it, not now. Mr. Measham ingested poison other... I can prove it, okay. Proof. Is possible. Gotta risk it, baby. Oh, excellent. Let's see your proof then. Please show us your evidence. What evidence shows that the victim wasn't poisoned via his coffee mug? It's gonna be this bad boy. Must I explain this over and over? We don't need possibilities here, her forehead. We need proof. I know that, bitch. You should also know that every proof has its moment. Perhaps you're a bit early. I can tell you what we know at this point. The victim put nothing to his mouth but that coffee mug. Another hole in this case that needs plugging before I can prove anything. First things first, I better uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again. Okay, so they're saying that I'm on the right track, but I need to do something else first. Okay, what do you think, Apollo? Everything he's saying seems so not flawed, despite his whole personality, really. That's kind of what you want from a testimony, really. I need to keep my eye on what matters. How and why was Drew Measham killed? Pour the coffee, that's not going to change. If that coffee didn't kill him, I need to find out what did, and prove it. Okay. Okay. Assume this doesn't make sense. Not what thing, you're sure? Yep, sure as sure can be. Well, with one exception. One exception. Journalistic spark Brushel does interview. Leave studio. End quote. Come on. It's a joke, get it? Not funny, I know, but still. Oh, ew. Did something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Why have I heard something like that before? We have? Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have an idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night? Sure, I think one thing might very well have been left in the studio that night. Actually, a certain something that has vanished from the crime scene. By which you mean something other than our witness. Of course. Don't tell me. Vera Measham? Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Then let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you, but I do have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene. Oh, letters, okay. This is the only link between that studio and the outside world. A letterbox? Why did Mr. Bushel what did Mr. Bushel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in the yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. But that very same letterbox is empty. In other words, that night, the yellow envelope disappeared. Yeah, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing. He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Measham. Is it really important that this envelope the witness says he saw disappeared? Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio last night. That seems very important to me. Very well then, the witness will add this to his testimony. You got it! I still think this fails to change anything, her forehead. I wouldn't be so sure. A letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is exactly the opening I've been looking for. Right, a letter was put in the postman's studio, but I hardly think that matters. Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio, and you were hiding that fact from us. Yeah, well, actually, I don't argue the possibility that a letter disappeared from that studio. But her forehead, isn't there a much more serious question before us? Right, how Mr. Measham was poisoned, I know, but Mr. Brushel's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. And what he's told us means something entirely different now, I'm starting to think. Let's keep thinking, Apollo. Alright. Oh, shoot. I thought that was the last, Alright. That was the last statement, but I can't do that. Letter left the studio, that doesn't matter. Why doesn't that matter? Or why does it matter that a letter left? I'm kind of confused on that. What am I missing here? I mean, maybe the poison was in the letter? It's not the... Can't be the coffee mug. 2 sheets of writing paper. Maybe... Okay. Right. It must be the frame, right? No? Okay. It's gotta either be the frame or the letter, right? Okay, okay, well I should really, get to that. Let me just save to make sure that we don't screw this up too far. Alright? Okay, so... It's not that either? Okay, what if I, go back a second? Okay. Is it not that? Okay. I don't know, maybe I can press more things than it'll happen, because I don't think I pressed that one. He saw it clearly as if it were obvious. But this claim that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture. Ah, yes, well, you see. In my business, it's all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. A bad habit, I know. Wait, is this actually the way forward? Why would it add a statement if I wasn't supposed to use that statement? It's defying video game logic. I guess it's more a case of ridiculous journalist sounds wrong, and quote. Court is forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild conjecture. Understood loud and clear. Only I could believe. Okay, so it isn't something important. What do you think, Apollo? Everything he's saying seems so not flawed. Well, that's kind of what. Okay, we've seen that. Okay, it's not that. You're sure about that? Okay. Yeah, okay, we didn't see that. Okay, maybe he, like, licked the letter to seal it? No, it was sealed with tape. Okay. That's great, Flavier. I really appreciate your guitar for the second time. Hope you understand. Where did he give you that proof? I have proof of the disappearing envelope. We do. We have to press the statements multiple times? Okay. Picked up with the mailman, I assume. Of course! Which means that envelope had a stamp on it. Okay, and? Oh, he licked the stamp! Oh, okay, okay. As we all know, stamps come with dry glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it. I mean, not... That's not how stamps actually work here. They're stickers. By licking the stamp. Okay, there we go. No one worth talking to actually licks stamps in this day and age. Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all. Okay, so he licked the stamp. But wait. How does that explain the atrocanine on the rim of the coffee mug? He licked it and then drank the coffee. I said that. Yes, yes, so smart. Big brain moment. He licked the back of the poison stamp. The poison would get on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth, huh? Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It's the other way around. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Measham. Mr. Measham poisoned the coffee mug himself. I don't know if something can be poisoned if it's not capable of experiencing poisoning. I guess it was poisoned, it was poisoned, the adjective, not the verb, in that it had poison on it. But that does it? Recall, if you would. Atrocanine is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on that envelope. But his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to that cup of joe. I mean, yeah, possibility. Does mean Mr. Idiot McSlobbery Gross is technically correct. Which doesn't particularly please me. You have something to add, Mr. Brushel. His nose is picking up another scent. Oh boy. As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, seeing after he put his letter in the envelope. Mr. Measham sat there searching his stamp drawer for something. He has a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, and a quote. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe he just run out? Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps, not a single one. That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with the poison? Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used was poison possible. Good show, good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place. Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. Where's your evidence that proves the existence of a poison stamp? Wait, hang on. Oh god, I wish it would read it for me. The enclosed stamp. The enclosed stamp. We got it. So damn hard to read. It says the words the enclosed stamp in there, so he is supposed to use that. Alright. That must have been one old-ass stamp. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, I think our beloved attorney has been licking too many stamps in his free time. You know it, baby! Do you smile like that when you torture your victims, or just me? Oh, fuck. What do you mean? It said the stamp was right there. Damn. Okay, hang on. Oopsies, we're gonna go right there. Okay, so it was... Okay, so we gotta go back to this point. I can't believe that. It said stamp! We saw enclosed stamp. Right. Okay. We're gonna go through this again. God. Yep, we know. No mince. It was not mince. Okay. Yeah, I can prove it. What the hell is it? Was a stamp in that... Did he, like, touch the stamp to the picture frame? That doesn't make sense. Thank you, Javier. I don't care what you're doing now. Right, of course. Yeah. Yep, I got it. So this time I present the... I have proof of the disappearing envelope. Okay. Just picked up by the mailman, I assume. Which means... that envelope had a stamp on it. Yep, we agree. As we all know, stamps come with dried glue. They really don't. I literally went to buy stamps today. They didn't have postcard stamps, though. So I went, oh man, might have to order them online or something. He's not worth talking to because he's dead. Yep, I know. He licked the cup. Whoa, crazy. That's so cray-cray. Hell yeah. My only other guess is he looked for a stamp, like, in the frame, and the frame was poisoned? That doesn't make sense, because he weren't able to present the frame yet. If it can't... He had a stamp in that envelope. Okay, well, I don't get it. It should be the envelope that we're presenting, because it says there was an enclosed stamp. Right? Am I crazy? Am I stupid? Am I not getting something? Oh boy. Yep. Excellent. Alright, cool. He didn't run out, so he did post it. So I'm glad no other stamps were found. Okay, I guess we're gonna present the picture frame and hope for the best. Wait, unless I can present a specific page of the letter? Okay, let me just save it just in super case. Can No, I cannot present a specific page of it. Alright, best guess. If it's not the best, then I'll go back. That's it? No, it's not! The stamp was in the envelope! What are you all on about? Well, that certainly is a cute little frame. And by little, I mean really little. It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. Are you claiming that the stamp was in there? I noticed that too during my inspection. So what? Ah, so apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Yeah, the stuff inside of it. Missing something? Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Atroquinine residue. Oh, okay, so he didn't know that it was poisoned yet. Why wasn't I told about this? Well, it's because we discovered it with Emma right before we all went to bed last night before the trial, I guess. And also because Emma doesn't like you. Alright, the frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most. You aren't saying. Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? They should have just let me present the letter because the letter had the stamp in it. A commemorative stamp, perhaps? Order, order, order. Alright. Alright, the poison stamp was in this frame. I don't know, I feel like that makes less sense. Impossible. Prosecutor Gavin? Why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck. Well, he must not have known it was poisoned. You know, can I say something? I had a thought-see. What, Mr. Russell? Please stop chittering around like that. The victim was a forger, right? That's a lot of money in that line of work. Forger's friends makes enemies too, end quote. So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon, aimed at him. Okay, I'm glad we got a guitar solo that wasn't just repeating. That makes me feel better. Oh, rich. That's rich. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the Gaviner's song lyrics, please. Finally, something we agree on. We haven't really gotten much of his lyrics other than the one with La Mirage, so I'm like, yes, that one was dumb and stupid and silly, but that wasn't like a Gaviner's song, that was a La Mirage song featuring Clavier. Stamp was a murder weapon? Nonsense. Murder is a simple business. Who would go through such lengths? No one. Well, I mean, the guy never left his house. How else are you gonna get in there? Oh, I disagree. Come again? Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Okay, we're on the same train of thought. Excellent. Drew Measham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. The only contact with the outside world was the mail. The mail? Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew red letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon. Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence the poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. Okay, now I present the envelope. I understand. Things are finally starting to come together. What is, Apollo? Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. Well, don't present it if you don't even believe it. I think I know how Mr. Measham was killed. Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice. A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Measham the stamp of death. Alright, hell yeah. Isn't this the envelope? The one from 7 years ago? Well, does this poison, like, expire? Does it become less potent? I feel like we should check in on that. Alright, well, let's think about the text of the letter again. There were 2 pages in that envelope. This is one. It's actually really hard to read with the, like, pixelated nature of it. But, and, like, honestly, kids aren't really taught cursive, so if somebody younger than me is playing this, they honestly might not know. Like, my brother is, God, a legal-ass adult, and, they didn't teach cursive when he was in school. Alright, and this is page 2. Like, an important skill to have, but one that not many kids are getting. I want to draw your attention to this one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope, with the enclosed stamp, within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor. Ah. In other words, if I have this straight, the stamp, poison, on the stamp, lick, lick, gasp, end quote. Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? He would sign the document, put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? Then he would put it in his letterbox. 15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath. And the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene. Quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system. Hell yeah. Okay, we've had a lot of these this case, Clavier. Are they all warranted? Such a splendid imagination you have, her forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago. Is that what you'd have us believe? Really? Well, it's a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? Well, as small as this 2-inch by 2-inch picture frame holding an antique stamp. Poison stamped in this envelope? A stamp that then became the murder weapon? How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence? Get Emma in here. We'll spray the envelope and the letter. Well, it was 7 years ago. We don't even know who sent that letter. There's no return address on it? I think you need that. And your answer is silence. I see very well. I move too. It's not nice to pick on the Fraulein, Clavier. Is right here? Oh. Emma, sorry. Wait. Kristoff did appear for a second, right? Well? Like my Kristoff Gavin impression? Did I sound like it? What? What was the purpose of that? I don't understand. Don't quit your day job. Well, it's convincing enough to scare you, Apollo. Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fraulein Detective? Someone had to come dig you out of all this mess you're making of this case. Mess? You know, none of this would have happened if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope. Easy. Care to explain yourself, Fraulein Detective? Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right, the poison detection spray. Produce the red envelope at once. What do you mean, like, produce it? Do you want me to, like, lay it like an egg? You can open it on the authority of the court. Oh, because we had never actually opened it before. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, there it is. I was like, uh-oh, I feel like our solution is it's not there. Yeah, it was just right in that corner, alright. Excuse me as I squirm around in my chair like a little worm, a little snake of sorts. Alright, well, would you look at that? No mistaking it. That's atroquinine residue. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past? Now, 7 years later, it bares its fangs at last? Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago? Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Measham figured it out. Figured what out? He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp. And put his decisive evidence in a frame? Oh, you. You're still here. My thoughts exactly. Alright. Alright, can I make a statement here on the record? I, Spark, Razor Toothbrush, will claim this scoop is mine. I don't know if we've heard this track in this game. Like, I'm not surprised to hear it. Drew Measham killed in cold blood. When I send her a 7-year-old letter, end quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay, end quote. I would like him burnt to a crisp. Burnt at the stake. Please, please. Pretty please. I see no room for further argument here, though I admit this is all coming as quite a shock. To think that the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his ticket straight to afterlife, end quote. So we really think that he was aware it was poisoned. Or maybe his daughter knew it was poisoned, but he didn't? Oh, was she actually the forger? And he's been covering for her? New theory, new theory. Uh-oh, I think the witness is a bad influence on the judge. I think everyone is a bad influence on the judge. Have you seen him go, awooga, every time there's like a pretty teenage girl in here? I see no need to further debate this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant. Okay, yeah, that... Yeah, because he does that with April, May, and, oh god, Dahlia. Dahlia's the redhead. Apollo! Think we just won. Very well, this court finds the defendant not guilty, case over, hell yeah. Come on, man. We were gonna finish this case all in one night. It was gonna be great. Is that the bright future of our legal system? Prosecutor, Gavin. A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago. Tickets for Gaviner shows are invalid after 2 weeks. But it doesn't make sense any other way. It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in her forehead's claim. A contradiction? A poison stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Drew Measham have done what he done? Done what he did. Emma explained that. He must have realized it was poisoned. Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Measham sensed the trap and put the stamp in a frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why 7 years later did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Measham simply forgore? I forgore the stamp was poisoned. I just wanted a little bite. Little taste, you know? He put the murder weapon in the frame on his desk for 7 years. And forgot. You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself? Yes? Right. Well, I admit this is all quite shocking myself. Wait, we still have, like an audience in the courtroom. Why can't the jurors sit in the courtroom too? That makes no sense. I guess it's trying to keep us from appealing directly to the jurors. That's my only thought. It does seem highly unlikely that he would fall afoul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years. Paulo! I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you. Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in the envelope? The poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamped again? Have you brought it to court for us? Or have you taken it on a little vacation? I see no proof that such a thing ever existed. What about the atroquinine residue, huh? Oh, I agree, that does seem to be atroquinine residue. But her forehead, it's certainly no stamp. Yeah, but... Even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Measham never would have used it. That is all. Ugh. I believe we've come to the conclusion. Again. Apollo? We were wrong the whole time? I don't think so, Trucy girl. I think we got this. I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be a coincidence. I'd like to bring some closure to this issue. Sometime this year. Well, it's in October, so that's only like... It's early October, so what we got? 2.5 more months? It's still a pretty short amount of time, relatively speaking. Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. Let's review the facts and see where we stand. We're either at the 8th or the 9th today, right? Of October? 7 years ago, Drew Measham received a red envelope. There were traces of poison acronine on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene. On this tiny picture frame, the defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime, with the poison stamp on it. Yes, but even if this envelope contained a poison stamp, and Drew Misham, knowing this, put it in the frame, he never would have used that stamp. I'm afraid you're right, which means that there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case. I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. The traces of atrocanine, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Misham's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. A fake clue? Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah? The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trial is none other than... Oh, girl, I really don't know. Let me just do a quick little save state so I can reload easy. I don't know, maybe Drew himself? The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'll explain. Oh, that was the right option? We have an envelope, a frame, a mug, linked by a poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself. Congratulations. You've completely lost me. So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger? It makes a good story, I'll give you that. Fake clue. Fakes, forgeries. Ah! I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. What if our forger is the fake? Come again? Is Vera the forger? I called it. 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why? That's also what I would like to know. Because the forger who was killed was a fake. Here we are again. The victim was a fake. One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's 2 forgers, and one of them was a fake. Yeah. Yes, so smart. It was Vera. It was Vera. Alright, order, order, and order. So you're telling us that Drew Misham, the victim, was a fake? Well, if he was a fake, who was the real forger? You better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo. I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story. Mr. Justice, show us who the real Drew Misham was. Drew Misham wasn't the real forger. There's only one other person who it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. Unless he has like a late wife that we should know about. Forger Drew Misham was himself a forgery. The real forger was... There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger known as Drew Misham is none other than his only daughter, Vera Misham. Order, order. Mr. Justice, this is going out on a limb even for you. I kinda agree. I mean, Vera a forger? Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery has been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in the trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Misham's and Vera Misham's. Oh, like he drew my shams. He drew me shams. Okay, so Vera's name isn't the pun. Okay. Alright, if we know that Drew Misham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Misham. Well... Fascinating. Sup, girlfriend? Vera Misham? You've been paying attention to the trial so far? Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger, Drew Misham? Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face. I'm used to being stared at by the Frauleins, believe me. Though they usually talk to me, too. Tell us, were you the one who forged those works of art? Yes. So, the forger Drew Misham was you? 7 years ago, what's that make you, 12? Yes, it was me. What? 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 The court was in an uproar. It wasn't coming down. We had to break for a 10-minute recess. Oh, are we still gonna do... There's still more court case for today? Alright, well, we've been through 2 sections. 1 investigation and 1 court case, so I think that might be all for tonight. Yeah, I got stuff I gotta do today. I guess tonight. Okay, so it is still October 8th. Alright, but we are going to leave it there. I'm going to make another save state just in case whatever happened last time also happened where it didn't just save my game. Alright, but hey, it's been a really great time, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. And hopefully the sound on this one was better. Alright, well, I'll see you back. Alright, I'll see. I might stay late at work tomorrow, we'll see. But if not, I'll be right back at this one. I really want to try and finish it. Maybe 1 more episode, but probably not. Probably 2. It's just the last case and they take forever, and there's probably 3 sections of courting in there. Alright, well, thank you guys so much. Hugs and kisses, see you soon.